About a minute. Let me pick one good song.
Oh shit.
Let me see really quick.
Are you gonna be mad if I cover up the Nelo Life?
We can give it about one more minute, everybody. Get that last minute message out. Right here. Boom. Let's get a little bit of this.
I'm glad Janice didn't mess up the link again this time. RIP. Do we want to see? We don't want to see comments. There's not even, is chat going to be enabled? The chat has been disabled. Oh, you chicken nuggets. Are you serious? We're gonna get, y'all want to hear? Oh, y'all can't hear this yet. I have a surprise. If you were on Members Only Live, you see the chicken nuggies in the chat. The chicken nuggies are for y'all. We've got a new floof alert. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. And I made 2 little videos for y'all. Oh, we need to do the disclaimer. God dang it.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my, I just I've been stuck on.
Okay, we gotta hurry. My bad. Unmute.
Kuhn, and she's building such an incredible team of leaders. So Renee, I'm honored to be here with you tonight.
Well, can't
and
say
I will
that
turn
shit.
it over to you to do the first part and share with everybody what is so powerful about our membership here at Nelo Life.
Oh, thank you so much for that introduction. Let's see if I can find my screen here. Here we
Oh
go.
God. PowerPoint?
And we'll get started.
Perfect.
PowerPoint. Let's go.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. I know your time is valuable, so we're going to make this go quickly, but it's very important. So I hope you'll get the most out of it.
Oh God.
So let's look at our founders. You know, a company's only as good
You
as your
liars.
leaders. Well, this is Nick Sorensen, Eric Allen.
What about
and
Orkin?
of course, our wonderful Larry Lane. And then there's
N?
a more silent founder called Orkan. So you would think Nelo
Orkin.
would mean Nick, Eric, Larry, and Orkan.
They're saying-
But it doesn't. It stands for nurturing excellence, which means bringing out the best in you, and living optimally,
Chicken
which
nugget.
is making the most out of life. You know, time is our biggest assets. But just like us,
Look. Nelo. You chicken nuggets.
worthy. You see, their qualities
Oh
and
my
what they
God.
strive for is God, family, and country. And that's something that's very important to me also.
God, family, and country. Look at the size difference on this text. No, I'm also not recording this. So we're going to have to turn it down, then turn it back up, and then turn it down, and then turn it back up. We're just doing this. We're just flying by the seat of our pants right now, okay?
They understand where we're coming from. And not only that, they know that they need to be transparent with everyone in the company. They feel like this is your company too. It's a co-creation. And I love that. You know, I've been with other network marketing companies, and it was like the owners or the founders were out there. You had to work to be able to get a picture with them and that kind of thing. It's not that way here. You can really trust these guys. They know where we're coming from. They know our hearts. And not only that, they want to transform your lives.
Listen, we're sneaking into a Zoom call, and they're just blowing smoke up our asses, okay? Oh my God.
Nelo Life all about?
Oh,
well,
shit.
it is a lifestyle membership.
Lifestyle
And what does that
membership?
mean? It means just like you've got your Amazons, you've got your Netflix, and you've got your Costco's. You know, those all provide different
Look, they didn't even fucking...
things in our lives that help
Look.
make our lives easier. Well,
fix
that's
this.
the
They
same
didn't
with
fix that.
Nelo. You see, we are a membership company, and that's so unique. These guys are so innovative. You know, they step out and they do things different, and I love that. And that's the way our world is. Things are changing. We have to change with it. So, you know, just like these different memberships can provide convenience, entertainment, and savings, Nelo Life will provide
Look at this.
different things like save you time and money. It'll simplify your life.
Couldn't
You'll be
find
able
the
to travel
center of it
more
if we
with ease,
tried.
and you get access to value-packed benefits. And let's take a look at some of those.
Oh, shit.
So the main parts of the membership is life travel, life trips, live streaming, a live shop, and life perks. Now, there is an element to it called Life Elevate, but that is outside the U.S. and Canada that's provided for. So we're just going to talk about these, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main parts of our
What is happening? Who named this shit?
time and money were not an issue. What would you be doing? Well, of course, I don't know about you. I would be traveling. I love, love, love to travel. And that
Most people can just go to like a travel agent, and the travel agent's going to give them a deal. A lot of times the travel agent is actually paid by or gets a commission from the hotels or the resorts, and it doesn't cost you extra, except you have to pay to be a part of this. Some would say schmearmid schmeem. Others would say differently. Nelo Life's lawyers say differently. You know what I mean?
it is your option. And when I talk about savings, I mean huge savings. It's very affordable. And you see, we get
$60 a
insider
month?
rates, same rates like these Trivago and bookings.com, et cetera.
Booking.com is not $60 a month, Miss Ma'am. What a chicken nugget. You know what? Chicken nugget to you. I don't even know if I can play this. Hold on.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
A life trip where we had a lot of fun.
I wish I could mute them.
Now, this is the travel
easily,
portal, and it's not just hotels.
but I can't.
You see, there's car rentals, there's vacation rentals, like the weekly rental where the whole family goes.
Look, this is too important.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
Do we love it? Do we love it? Do we love it? I love it. Sorry, that's all.
In Amsterdam, our flight got canceled. I know it was tough, but we managed. Anyway, I was able to pull out my app, and of course, I didn't know Amsterdam that well. I had been, but not for very long. And I was able to look at a map, find a great location, decide on what price I wanted. And would you believe when we walked into the hotel and I went up to check in, the guy behind the counter, he said, "How did you get this rate?" That's when you know that you've got the best rate out there. And speaking of savings, this just came out. I wanted you to see.
Oh my God, it's a screenshot
since our
from
inception
a computer
in April of this year. Like I said, we're only a little over 6 months old.
This is a screenshot from a computer. Look how warped this is. Nelo Life, what are you doing? Janice, did you make this PowerPoint? Because what the hell's going on here? Oh my God. Also, Al said, have you ever seen this app called Kayak or Expedia? I don't think anybody in Nelo Life's ever heard it.
I love seeing these numbers. Now, not only do you save money, but you get to travel like a VIP, which I don't know about you, but like at my point of life, I'm in my 60s, we'll just say that. I want to go first class. And we absolutely do. You get airport transfers, you've got excursions lined out for you, private receptions. I mean, it's just the way to travel. But
this PowerPoint is absolute fuckery, honestly. Like, we're not even 13 minutes in. I'm probably going to get slapped for this, but like, oh my God.
Grandkids. And then there's the Make a Difference trips where you can go and help others, and you can go on mission trips. And of course, the cruise trips, which are always fun. And then there's inspirational trips. Okay, here's what I was talking about.
Friends, press shift when you decide to resize something because somebody adulterated this photo a lot. Holy guacamole. Also, this is fun. This is a stock photo. This is a stock photo. This is a stock photo. And this is adulteration. Honestly.
Amazing. And I look forward to the next one. And of course, we got the VIP treatment, which I enjoyed. So we're going to have many more, like I said, and there's a good chance that there's going to be one.
You can't even see the logo on this PowerPoint slide. You know what? Like, I'm freaking over it.
We've got the world's top experts on changing your person, your to grow you, and some thought leaders. We have goal setting. We have money management. There's health and wellness. Leadership.
Hello.
Love that.
Charlene.
Teamwork. Awesome. There's just whatever you're lacking in, or you're needing a little tweak in here or there, or if you just need to get some help with money.
I know there's several of y'all in this Zoom call. I know it.
On your leisure, you can go through and you can listen as you want to. And I truly enjoy this. Now, here is our Nelo Life shop. As you can see, we have everything you could possibly want, in my opinion, as far as health, wellness, beauty.
Guess what? You don't know what's in this shop. You gotta pay $10 a month, and then you can find out what's in the shop and what you can get for a damn good deal. Oh, we couldn't have found a higher quality picture of this animated rendered bottle. We could have taken a picture, but no. Does it even exist? We don't know. Member cost $79.99 plus the $10 to be even able to see the shop. This is, in my opinion, fuckery.
And that helps with inflammation and that type of thing.
Oh,
but
my
I can
God.
tell you, I'm starting to feel 10 years younger just after being on it
Good
for
question.
about 3
I'm not
months.
sure.
I love me some Stellamar. And our brand new mushroom melts.
Oh boy.
I recently was diagnosed with Lyme's disease, and I was very concerned about how I was getting brain fog. And I had not heard about lion's mane or cordyceps, any of these. And now I've been taking them, and oh my goodness, it's like a light bulb went off. I have hope again, and I'm not concerned about my
God,
brain fog at all. Now, life perks. This is something that I probably don't utilize like I should. Although this computer that I'm coming to you on, I saved over $300 on by going through the life perks. You see, it's everything from professional sports and concerts, tickets to movies, Disney tickets, Broadway and Las Vegas shows, regional attractions even. And then you see all of these different brands. You can
Craig.
Go into the life perks and look up either the brand or the product. Or
guess what? When I wanted to get a discount on Disney, Hulu, and HBO Max, I just looked and there was a bundle option for $16 a month for all three. So like, you're saying that Nelo Life is better, and I had to pay $60 a month for that? What are you doing?
But we get all of them in our lifestyle membership, and all of that for $59 a month. Yeah, $59 a month. It is
fucking
a great
expensive
deal.
She says, "Oh, it's a great deal," and I'm like, "No, it's fucking expensive." Are you chicken nugget? Let's go.
You bring 3 of your friends on.
Y'all, chicken nuggets in the chat if you're a member. Honestly, chicken nuggets in the chat if you're a member.
And that's a wonderful goal to work toward, because you're all going to have fun together. So we've looked at the membership. Now let's look at the best part, and that's how to make money, which I know a lot of people could use extra money these days. So when you become a Nelo Life affiliate, you're going to earn commissions when you enroll other lifestyle members. So let's say, like, we talked about Sam's. Well, if I take a friend into Sam's.
Could we have found the center of the arrows, for the love of God? Who put this PowerPoint together? Janice, if it was you, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my Lanta, this is the worst.
Professional website and tools to success. And we have these meetings on a regular basis, these Zoom meetings where we help train you, and we help to bring your new affiliates into understanding the business better. Also, not only monthly commissions, there are weekly commissions, and not to mention our promotions and incentives, which, these founders are so generous. All of that is only $40 a year. And as we're getting started, and this is the heart of these founders that I love, they want you to donate 20 of that to your favorite nonprofit. And the other 20 is part of your affiliate. And we just did
So it costs $20 plus donating $20 to be an affiliate with Nelo Life, and then you get to do that for a year, and then you have to pay $59 a year. How is this an affiliate then? Huh? What?
Not only is it a wonderful way to make money, but you're going to be in the biggest markets out there in the world. You see that online learning is $44 billion in sales right now. Nutrition, which we have the best, I'm telling you, it's $168 billion. Let's look at travel. Okay, 8.3 trillion. And then for our international friends, they can do trading. And that's 7.2 trillion. That is per day. Now, I'm going to turn this over to the lovable Larry, and I'm going to let him explain to you how the pay plan works. Take it over, Larry.
I mean, Renee, you're concise. You're a clear speaker. You had a relatively decent camera, so we could see you, and your microphone was good. That was my positive. That's my positive for her.
Unified global pay plan, and I want to thank Eric Allen, Nick Sorensen, and Oricon as well. We all came up with this brain.
It's Orkin, Orkan. It's not Oricon. Do you not even know that your founder's name? What is happening? Also, who did this PowerPoint slide? What is happening? I hate this so much. Let's just do everything in all caps, because like that's super easy to read, right? Like we can all read. That's so fun. That's so much fun. I can't read anything.
Renee showed you the membership. She showed you all of those amazing products. So when people that you personally bring in, whether they are just a member, whether they're an affiliate and they're working the business, or even if they're a life shopper, we have a life shopper program.
Also, the members only stream earlier, we have all decided that Nelo Life is now going to be called Nelly. Okay? Maybe not everyone decided, but like I'm going to call it Nelly from now on.
On that product. So it's 40%, and then it goes 4%, 4%, 4%, 4%. And I'm going to break some of these down for you on the next couple of slides. Number 3 is our unified build bonus. 4. This is for our affiliates. This is for people that came in for 7.
Sir, when Janice is making PowerPoints, can you just like tell her to account for the Zoom picture being on the slide so you don't cut off information that you're trying to share with us? Thanks so much.
You should get a match on what that person is doing, because you are the reason they are in the business. So we have a very large check match, 20% check match on all your personals, whatever they're making in their number 3 unified build bonus. You're going to make 20% match if that is your personal.
Yes.
So it goes 20%, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. Very, very big.
Listen, if you are watching and if you're not a hater, you want to like the stream early on, I'd love to get to 50 before the end of the Zoom call. That'd be super cool. We're at 37 right now.
Their first week, their first 6 months. It doesn't matter. When you hit 3-star, we're going to give you a $350 cash bonus. Now, just to show you how easy this is, if you bring in 2 personal affiliates for $79, you're already on 1-star. If you help those 2 each get 2, you're already a 2-star. So to be a 3-star, all you have to have is $5,000 in volume going through your community with no more than 60% in one leg. You can have 60% in your biggest leg, and then the other 40% has to be spread out. That's a $350 bonus for you. Number 6 is the one that links the communities together. So everybody on my team, everybody on Renee's team, everybody on Liz Perkins' team, everybody's bringing in memberships.
Hey,
everybody's paying that $59 membership. So once you hit the rank of 4-star, we're going to take all of the memberships from all around the world, China, Nigeria, everywhere, and we're going to take 2.5% of the total of those memberships each and every month.
45.
And we are going to split that between the 4 stars and above in this global success bonus. So let's break down a couple of these. Obviously, this is the starter bonus. So I introduced the business to Bob. Bob came in for $79. I'm going to get the $25 starter bonus, which will be paid out weekly. And then Bob turns around. He's excited. He's going to share it with Sue and John. They each come in for $70.
I understand the colors now. I don't know if they've changed the colors since then, but the commission relating to Bob is in yellow. The commission relating to the other 2 is in blue, and that's how it pumps up, okay?
Personal life shopper or just a member
or
even an affiliate, and they purchase products, if they're your directs, you're going to get 40% of the qualifying volume. Let's just use Stellamar as an example. That's $79, and 80% of that $79 is qualified for commissions. So you would literally get 80% of that 79. You would get about $27. You'd earn 40% every time one of your personals ordered a bottle of Stellamar. 40% on level 1, and then it gets 4%, 4%, 4%, 4%.
Here's what I think. I think Larry and Eric and what is his name? Nick, Eric, and Larry freaked out I'm sorry. I think they lost their shit when they realized the travel stuff wasn't going to be able to feed the commission structure consistently. So they got products. This is my opinion. I think they got products so that people could buy those, and that could be the consumable, so that people would continue to pay in to the pyramid-like structure that he's explaining to us on this Zoom call. A pyramid meaning less people at the top, more people at the bottom. Like so, okay? And that's how we ended up with investing, travel, mission trips, supplements, fuckery.
Like I used the Stellamar example, $79 for one bottle of Stellamar, you would get 80% of that be qualified BV. Same thing. We have these large bundle packs.
I'll make one.
And I think this one will be $9.99. So but you get all these products for $999, and then 80% of that is qualified for volume. So 40% of that 80, if one of your personals bought one of these big packages, that would earn you about $325 in that one commission, just off that 40%, because your personal ordered a bundle. So we'll go ahead to the next one, Renee.
Oh,
and this is an example of our community structure. So when
listen, what shape is this? Y'all know, what shape is this? What shape? Less at the top, more at the bottom would make a triangle, and that would also be called what?
It literally doubles all the way down through 16 levels. The great thing about this being a forced community matrix, once the 2 positions are filled, you have to drop down to the 4 positions. Once the 4 positions are filled, you have to fill down to the 8, down to the 16. So if you continue to sign people up like Renee, every time Renee signs someone.
One of y'all said triangular prism scheme. That's what I'm going to say. What is it? Was it a triangular prism scheme? I don't remember, but... Oh, wow. Look. International infiltration. And the U.S. is on top, as are all of, like, their perspectives, because they're America first. What's happening?
Say that top person right there is Renee. She's the American flag. Okay.
Yes.
Renee personally sponsored the 2 people on her 2 line. Okay. She's already earning her $1 to $1.47 on every little dot that you see right there each and every month. But
You're
also just remember those first 2 people, they all have
the money flow issue is the issue. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Earning a community bonus. Renee sponsored the top 2. She's making 20% match and 20% match. Let's say those 2 people each went out and said, hey, I need to get a lot of products. I'm going to build this business. They both go out and they each buy a bundle. Renee personally sponsored them. She's earning 40% off of the 80% off of the bundle. That's another $325 and $325.
You notice that they're focusing on recruiting, and then the side part of the recruiting is the independent rep purchasing a bundle. We're not really talking about customers, and don't forget, this is the company that waived the customer requirement for the first 3 months as it was opening up. What is that business type where there's only recruiting involved and there's no customers? Huh. I think it rhymes with Schmearmid Schmeem. Cloud down.
I'm
not
feeling
the
better
pyramid.
This morning. I said I'm going to call Renee and see if she wants to do the presentation together. So glad to be here.
Glad you're here too. So I just want you to know, a lot of times people will think, oh, $79, and you're talking about all this money I can make. It's true, people. It's true. I've had your typical businesses where I've had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars just to buy land to get started or inventory. And the kind of money you can make here is the same as if you spent the $100,000 to go out and develop property. And not only that, it's so rewarding because you're helping others to learn how to make money also.
What?
But to become the Nelo Life affiliate, again, we're going to review.
Let me ask you a question. Is Randy going to be involved in the company whenever the company gets approval from the SEC to start doing the trading in the United States? since he was banned from trading for life with as a punishment for maybe what sounded like money laundering. Does he still get to be involved in that part of the multi-level marketing business or what? Can someone clarify that for me? Thanks.
If you bring on customers, it's only $9.99 a month, or they can do an annual membership of $99.99 or $100. And then you're still making those 40% commissions on those that you bring in. It's just amazing. And not only that, they're getting the best health and wellness products that they can get.
It's a matter of public concern if there is a company operating as a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes hurt people, they hurt consumers, they hurt the economy, and they are selfish ways to operate a business where it only benefits the people at the top. And it is, in my opinion, when it is a pyramid scheme, you're inflating shit so that you can profit, and it can't actually thrive in a real marketplace with real competition. So if this is operating as maybe not a healthy business, it is in the best interest of consumers, people who haven't decided, even people who are in Nelo Life, for us to say, like, wait a second, what the fuck's going on here? Are you serious? Where's the customers? Why are y'all constantly talking about recruiting and those recruits buying huge packs and then talking about how much commission you can get off those packs? What's happening? What is happening?
Great job. Good night, everybody.
Oh, that was fast.
Night.
We're gonna watch more
Thank you.
Nelo Life. Don't worry. That was fast. Probably because I wasn't pausing. I was like, oh, I don't think I trained for this. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Are y'all ready for the 2 new videos? Here, ready?
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
That's our new chicken nugget one, and this is a floof alert.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
You can go to sleep.
No, I can't go see because I need to talk this with that dog and I'm doing it right now.
No.
Sorry, I hope that's fun. I know there's going to be more than dogs on the screen, but like, if you have other good sound bites, we'll do that. I just thought that was fun. We're going to find more Nelo Life shit to watch. Let's see what Randy Schroeder's up to. Facebook. You're not even supposed to be in our group. Janice, did you make that PowerPoint? Because, like, I've got questions. I've got a lot of questions. He teaches from experience. Neil, oh God. Oh my God, Janice. Janice keeps uploading MP4s that can't be viewed on Facebook, and they're just short GIFs. Like, they're not GIFs, but like they're 1 minute MP4s that have no audio to them. What is happening? She keeps doing it. We're done. Okay. How long is this? I hope you all enjoy this video, and perhaps this will help you grow Nelo Life. Oh God. Here we go. Pause.
It is Monday morning.
Expand. I don't know what this is, but we're just gonna go. So we're so close. We were so close. Here we go.
Good morning, everyone. It is Monday morning, and this message is for some very special people in my world. As many of you who know me know that in 1983, I became a hairstylist. I became a hairstylist because I love people. I love playing with people. I love talking with people.
You love playing with people? Oh, maybe not the best wording. Maybe not the best. We're flying by the seat of our pants right now, honestly. Like, we're going with it. We watched a Zoom call that I didn't pre-record, like I didn't dual record on another laptop and then feed it into the stream. So we were just turning it down, reacting, and it kept going. So we're just snooping. We're just snooping right now. We're seeing where the night takes us. Oh, we're also we're watching Nelo Life reps and trainings and wondering, why is supplementation important for people who are traveling? And you're asking us to buy $999 product packs. Hi, Andy's Web. Oh no. The floofs this week, it's been a devastating few weeks for so many of the chat, the squirrels and the chatters with their floofs. It's been rough. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's awful. Has Nelo Life officially launched? Maybe? I don't know if they may still be waiting for customers.
I love listening to people, and I love helping people. That's what we do. That's what hairstylists do. We don't get in it for the money, although there's pretty good money in it. It's also very laborsome, very hard work, physically and emotionally. So that's why we do what we do. But one thing that those of us hairdressers know, if you're not standing behind that chair, you're not physically earning an income. And no matter how hard you help people to make them look good, if their health fails, their health fails. And it doesn't matter how pretty you are on the inside, if your body is rotting from the inside out, then that's...
If your body is rotting from the inside out? I never thought of... What? The descriptions tonight. The descriptions tonight are wild.
That's really all that matters at that point. So I really wanted to bring this message to my fellow affiliates, to my fellow hairdressers, because you can take this opportunity to change the lives and the trajectory of the health of people that you love all over the world. As a hairstylist, you can bring these amazing products that you don't have to...
She's selling the dream of travel for the low cost of $60 a month. And the supplementation that's supposed to fix a bunch of shit. We heard from the lady who fixed her brain fog that she gets from Lyme disease with the mushroom melts from Nelo Life. So while you're traveling, you can potentially be breaking rules as you go into other countries with products maybe that you're not allowed to have. But who am I to mention that? It's not my company. I'm just here saying... maybe there's a red flag or two here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look and see.
You don't have to manufacture. All you know and all you have to know is they are manufactured with the highest quality. The science is backing the products. They've done the work. You get to share the opportunity and earn a great prize when you help somebody. So
is the great prize the commission that you're making off of people, off of the fear of the rotting from the inside out? RIP.
So you can do this at a fraction of the cost of opening any other business. When you opened your salon, it was tens of thousands of dollars. You can become an affiliate.
You can also work an individual, like Salons by JC. You can rent your own room monthly, and I think you have to give part of the profits too, but still, that's way less than like, oh yeah, it doesn't cost you tens of thousands of dollars to open up a hair salon. You can rent space. Have we never heard about this? Excuse me. I have questions. I've got like a bunch of questions.
For $700 for an entire year. And
sorry.
Products, as you know, $1,000 worth of products on your shelves that will literally change the lives of people all around. So when your customers or your clients try the products, it's going to change their life. And, when they want to order again, you can sign them up as a life shopper for $100 a year or $10 a month, or you can let them share the opportunity.
I didn't realize they gave you a discount if you paid for the year up front. $100 a year or $10 a month. And guess what? For $150 a year, you can have a Costco membership and get things that are delicious and delightful and free food samples. And also Costco travel. Have we heard of that? Oh, yeah. Sorry, forgot. I think they forgot that. one.
Of a membership or even an affiliate.
It's not a true affiliate. A true affiliate is no cost up front. You get a link. If someone buys through the link, you get paid. Then once your earnings get to a certain point, the company pays out. Okay.
The possibilities are endless. And
welcome.
That way you don't have to be standing behind that chair to earn a living. You can actually make money while you sleep. So
you can make money while you sleep. This is a joke. It's a joke because the amount of people who lose money, who don't make any money, or who go into debt for multi-level marketing is atrocious. It's not 70%. It's not 80%. It's not 90%. It's well over 97% of people have a very negative and financially draining and emotionally draining experience in multi-level marketing.
For my affiliates,
this is just for the life shop. For the travel, it's $60 a month. Every person's paying $60 a month to get access to the great travel deals. So every time we see savings, add $60 to the lowest number because that has to be taken into account for like all the money saved. Hi,
with
Sherry.
Nelo Life, I hope that you share this with your hairdressers because we all have someone we go get our hair done by. I mean, obviously. And those people are precious, amazing people. They do what they do because they love people. And who do you want in your business besides someone who loves people? That's who.
So, teachers, nurses, hairdressers, somebody who's good with people is going to be great at recruiting people. Just take them away from jobs that actually mean something and suck them into a multi-level marketing schmeme. Okay.
Who we want. And
Let's
this can
go.
literally change the lives of the people that they've loved for tens of years, generations.
Yeah, you only save $20, which isn't that much because you're still having to pay $60 a month for the travel part. I don't even know how much the crypto is monthly. And those jobs do pay decent for working. And it's you work and you know that you're going to either get paid hourly or you're going to get paid salary. When you're in multi-level marketing, it's 100% commission-based, meaning there's no base salary. Anything you earn is only from commissions, either from customer orders, which we don't even know if Nelo Life has customers. Maybe they do. And you're making commissions from the reps underneath you. And we saw the shape earlier that Larry Lane drew for us and how the commissions work. Oh yeah, there's a whole investing thing that is outside the US. Eric Allen, Larry Lane, Nick Sorensen is the guy who kind of takes the lead on that. They are not allowed to recruit people into that in the United States because the SEC and other countries have allowed it. So those people are allowed to sign up for the investing crypto Bitcoin type thing. They do make the claim because we got into a Zoom call one time for the investing part. They make a lot of claims about how much money you can make and that the people they have know what they're doing, so it's less of a risk. RIP.
So share this with them. And for my hairdresser friends who I know personally, call me or private message me. Let's get this opportunity in the hands of the people. Let's get this product into the hands of our clients who we love dearly.
What product?
So that we can help them live the remainder of their life healthy. Okay, I hope everyone has an amazingly blessed day, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye.
Oh my God. Okay. Interesting. That is a Nelo Life rep. She said, I hope you enjoy this video and perhaps this will help us all grow Nelo Life. And yep. Oh, Randy did a Zoom a day ago. Wait. Randy? No. What's the meeting code? Replay link. Let's go. What's the passcode? There we go. Can't stop me. Yes, you can. I mean, you could. Paste. Oh my God. Copy. Paste. Oh my God, you're not gonna let me paste. G4. G4. Exclamation point. 4. Hashtag M. Can I just copy this? Why can't you paste into Zoom? Now you can. I forgot the period. Why would you do that, dude? Dun 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 dun. We need Chariots of Fire kazoo. Hold on. If we have it, let's go. Chariots of Fire kazoo. Uh-oh. Listen, I'm sure every time I play kazoos, someone unsubscribes. And I'm like, well, this is just kind of sifting to find my people. And I know some of y'all hate kazoos, but like Kevin Tinter, all my kazoos are for you. Honestly, I know you hate anti-MLM, but we love that you hate the kazoos. I'm downloading this, and I'm gonna take a clip of the best part. I know. I'm sorry, Al. I know. Brandy Lee. There's a lot of people that don't like the kazoos. That's okay. I love them. If the lore of our love of kazoos, it just happened in a conference with a weight loss Optavia conference at a church. And Kevin Tinter was like, whoever's playing the kazoo needs to stop right now. And I'm like, the kazoo will never die, Kevin Tinter. Where's the phone with the flashlight when you need it? Listen, the bops are on Al's channel. The good bops. And I think like me playing the kazoo makes his songs that we get to play on my channel just sound like have an even better impact because like our ears are bleeding with my sound bites and then we get to enjoy Al's stuff. Do I have a headache? Yes. Will I still play this at normal volume? Also, yes. All hail the kazoos. Oh my God. Okay. Let's go. Randy Schroeder's personal meeting room. Oh my God. This is an hour. Oh God. Do I want to download this? Yeah, I do. Please hold. We're going to play it from his deal, but I'm downloading it because y'all MLM people like to delete shit. When I did my own singing, it was awful. Y'all, thanks for putting up with me. I appreciate it. 2 hours of bullshit coming in hot. Do we want to... We don't want to see the chat, do we? I don't think we do. Maybe we do. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. What? Huh, guess what? We downloaded it. Polka will never die. If you don't read Harry Dresden, this will not make any sense. We got it. The angle is awful. Ding.
Okay, now I'm recording.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can we clean? Live chat. Everybody put your right hand up, okay? Not in a culty way. And I promise DC, I'm going to wipe off my damn camera before I go live on the internet. Also, my favorite Halloween shirt from Happyish brand. Well, she has a sticker. She doesn't have the shirts. I printed the shirt. She said I could. Did they smear Vaseline on the lens? I mean, probably. I don't know. I mean, he could do anything, honestly.
I will notify you all also that because since we started the focus group, I've had most of my content has been directed specifically to this group, and I've not been posting the various sessions outside of this group.
When anti-MLM gets a password for a Zoom call that we're not supposed to have. I love it. I love it. I love it. Did he borrow Shirley MacLaine's filter from Terms of Endearment? I love when they say, oh my God, this is not going to get out.
This particular one I consider to be of critical importance to the entire company. And so while this discussion we're having now is inside the group, I'm just giving you all
live chat. Also, let's turn off the iPad tracking. I mean, if you're gonna sit like this, you're wrecking the lives of the people who are watching. We're getting seasick, okay?
Heads up that I will be.
It looks like his shirt, like he's been at the gym, which, like, good for you if you're at the gym. Maybe it's made like that. I don't know.
Be posting this replay in the various sites because I think this information is critical for everybody. When I again, as I did my review a few hours ago and last night for a little while, contemplating what I would talk about today, I look at the very.
Oh, if you don't know the T, Randy Schroeder, Bam the Lawyer Cat found the info, the FINRA document, where it said Randy Schroeder has been banned from trading for the rest of his life for doing stuff he shouldn't have done with checks and signatures. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. You can look up Randy Schroeder, FINRA, and it'll come up. Maybe it's tie-dye. And again, we can't really tell because his lens is dirty as hell.
Reports. And what I saw, and by the way, thank you, those of you who are sending me reports. It tends to be the same ones who send them to me day after day after day. It's surprising how many people have still not sent a single report. And the number who since last week, when I commented on how few had sent a report, even though I send out touchers and teasers for those who had not sent a report, most who had not a week ago still have not today. And so you see.
Oh, the passive aggressive. You know, when I was in school, can I just make a recommendation to teachers? You don't have to be passive aggressive. Just say, these need to be turned in. Turn them in. If you don't turn them in, you're going to get points marked off. And then don't be passive aggressive about it. Like, I don't get it. That doesn't do anything for the people that you're trying to get to buy into your academic, like, learning plan. I guess the unschooling parents don't really have to worry about that, but we're adults, unfortunately.
This winds up being a process of self-selection for all of us. And so those of you who are here now, thank you.
People just recently spent a shit ton of money to be part of Randy Schroeder's special group. So this is an expensive recording.
Self-selected, you opted in yet another day. You opted in yet another week. And so congratulations for that. I also wanted to quickly comment on my own results for last week. My own most recent personal enrollment was yesterday. And that was the first one. As we've been going along, I've been trying to keep you apprised of what exactly the daily flow is for me in the business. And
if you can't see, which you may not be able to see, on the board behind him, he has dates and he has multi-level marketing companies written down. So 1959 says Amway and something else. 1970 says FLP Primerica. 1980, we don't know. It's behind his head. 1990, again, I can't read his handwriting. This is our Etch-a-Sketch guy. Do we need the Etch-a-Sketch border? Drop a 1 if we need the Etch-a-Sketch border. If we don't need it, that's fine. Hello, Celeste. How are you? Good to see you. People paid for this fuckery. I say fuckery as an opinion, not as a fact. Just in case anybody online was confused about my channel, which is a commentary channel. I just run my mouth on the internet and I try to bring stuff that's, in my opinion, a red flag to the public's attention. So there it is. Let's go.
Yesterday was the first time that someone has enrolled with me that I communicated with only since we started the focus group. So up until now, I had enrolled 5 people previously since we started the focus group, but all 5 of them had been people where I had set the ball in motion sometime in the past. Maybe it was weeks ago, maybe it was months ago, maybe it was years ago, but it wasn't in just the course of the last handful of days. And so the first new personal enrollment that I've done where the contact was made since we started this process was yesterday. And I haven't been counting the days, but I think we're about 3 weeks in. And so in my own case, finally yesterday that occurred. And remember, I've talked about the very, very predictable nature of our business. It's about 70 days for me is the average. And so most of those people, in fact, all except one that I've enrolled, have been in that 70-day funnel. Now, when one is brand new, of course, it can happen more quickly because you have a fresh valid circle.
70-day funnel for people? Holy shit. So, I mean, I know everyone's like, as a range of math, 30 days is a month, 60 days is 2 months, 10 more days, 2 months in a chunk of days. So you're having to wait that long to potentially get paid? Good God. That's awful, in my opinion.
Influence, that group of people that I've referred to as that low-hanging fruit, people who know you, trust you, and respect you. There's a greater access to those when a person is first starting. There's no reason to believe it'll be 70 days. My own experience is, however, that once that initial warmest market has been touched, that it typically is a process, not an event. In this particular case, you've also seen me draw the picture of the candidate tree. And there are those candidates that we can reach up and touch. These are people who know us, trust us, respect us. Then there are people a little bit higher up on the tree. We know them, they know us, but we're not in that close communication. It's in that group where the skills are most important. The warmest market that we have, we don't need to have tremendous inviting skills. We need to have great presentation skills. They'll look past our faults and failings because of their affection for us or their confidence in us. It's those people who know us and we know, but are not close. That's where the biggest pressure is on the skills, knowing what to say, knowing what not to say. So they open their eyes, their ears, and their hearts to possibility. Those are the people who would tend to ask the question of, how's it working for you? And your closest friend's not as likely to ask that, but the person just more of acquaintance, how's it working for you? Are you making any money? That then becomes very, very important that we know how to invite. So the candidate is focusing on the opportunity being offered as opposed to focusing on the results of the one offering the opportunity. And then I've described the fact that if we just shake the tree, like when I do a social media post, that is not me reaching out and touching somebody that I know. That is just me shaking the tree, realizing there are people up there who can see me that I don't know, that I can't see. And that was the example of the enrollment that I did yesterday. Yesterday's enrollment, the person contacted me, but he contacted me as a result of me shaking the tree only 3 days ago. So he saw a post that I made 3 days ago where something that I said provoked his interest. And so that was 3 days ago. Yesterday, he contacted me. And the truth is, I wasn't even all that enthusiastic about the candidate. I mean, I wasn't that enthusiastic. And that was wrong. That was me making a judgment that I shouldn't have made because yesterday.
To the way that people in multi-level marketing speak about like real human beings is wild to me. I'm working on the Etch-a-Sketch border. I'm just, I wasn't even excited about somebody who's going to spend a shit ton of money with me because I'm really looking for people with pulses and credit cards. Oh, wait, he doesn't say that. Sorry. He's trying to act like he does, in my opinion. He does do some sort of vetting, and it's like, when you're at month end and you're trying to make your rank, are you really going to vet people? Sir, stop shaking me. I'm going to throw up. What a chicken nugget thing to do. You are correct.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
Chicken nuggets in the chat if you remember.
It was the day that he reached out to me. I sent him a couple of links like I always do and didn't really think too much of it. And about half an hour later, I got the notice that he had enrolled. And not only had he enrolled, but he enrolled with an annual membership and an executive pack. Now, that was simply because his time was right. It wasn't because I did anything so especially well. His time was right. And when his time was right, he saw me shake the tree. It provoked interest. Once it provoked the interest, I sent to him the information I thought would be appropriate. I go through a pretty hefty sift. I'm really not looking to enroll people who enroll with a $79 membership. I want to have a 12-month runway in front of me. And so when I send over the video at the very outset that talks about the fact that it's an annual membership and one of the enrollment packages, then what's that going to do? That is going to thin some people out of my crowd. Some people are going to opt out of that. They're not going to do it. That's okay for me. I would rather enroll fewer people who give themselves a chance for success than I would enroll more people who don't really give themselves for a chance for success. But the truth is that when I sent off those couple of videos to that gentleman yesterday, I did not expect to hear it back from him. And in fact, I didn't hear back from him. I just got the email from the company saying that he had enrolled and placed the order. And so then I reached out to him and we've got a new member orientation coming up. So what is the point of all that? The point of it is that what has always worked still works. What has always worked still works. And the reason that happened for me yesterday was my steady daily activity, the steady consistency. I measure my behaviors. I don't concern myself with the results. Okay. So what is the difference? Why is it that I have this daily consistency and so many people do not? I believe that my daily consistency is a direct result of the belief that I have first in the direct selling industry. And so I don't know if my friend, I guess you just look here at my participant list and see who is here today. I have a friend. There's my friend right there, Steve. And so there's my friend Steve up in Seattle. And Steve, I just ask you a question. Because Steve has been candid with me, and he's told me that he's got some belief issues to get past, and he hasn't really been making contact with people because he's got these doubts and fears and insecurities about the industry.
So when you sign up for this really expensive class, do you also give permission for the teacher to like hang you out to dry in front of the other students? Because like, sir, what? Yeah, people pay to hear him talk too. It's wild. I'm working on the edging because a true Etch-a-Sketch, it's like kind of rectangular in a short way. So I'm working on like a longer one. So I'm working on it.
He hasn't really expressed it just that way, but he's told me that he needs to have more knowledge. And so, Steve, I just want to ask you a question. Whatever the answer is okay. And you don't have to answer it verbally. You can shake your head. Yes, you can shake your head. No. Would you feel insecure about inviting someone to visit your new medical practice if you had just graduated from medical school and now you are opening up your practice as a new physician? Would that make you insecure? Or you would be proud of that, wouldn't you? And you'd be excited to tell them about it, right or wrong?
Of course.
Yeah, okay. And so if you would be excited to tell someone about a new medical practice and you wouldn't feel like you were pushing something on them, but you don't make contacts on a daily basis about Nelo Life, then
Sir? Graduating from medical school is like a billion times different than starting a multi-level marketing opportunity. I don't know how far apart the two are, but like as far as the East is from the West, if I'm gonna borrow shit from the Bible, oh my God. What? Drop a chicken nugget in the chat if you are a member, because like that was a chicken nugget thing to say. Oh my God. You wouldn't be embarrassed if you were a doctor. I mean, I hope not. That being a doctor is way better than being in multi-level marketing. Chloe, the camera's awful.
Oh, play.
There is the problem. The problem is that you have a perception of what it would mean to be a physician versus what it would mean to be involved in network marketing, right? That is the core problem. And unless that core problem gets resolved, we're not going anyplace. That's the way that it is. And I can look at all of you here and just each of you ask yourself this question. If you just opened a new hotel in your town, would you feel pushy, obnoxious, aggressive? Would you feel like you were stepping out there on a limb to tell everybody you know, hey, I just opened a hotel. That Holiday Inn Express that just opened down on the corner, that's mine. Next time you've got guests come to town, stay there.
One is a schmear potentially, and another one is a business where you can offer a service that is not inflated and could actually compete in the market. Sir? You know, every time I'm like, it's not going to be that good. Randy's just Randy. And then I'm like, oh my God, Randy, what are you doing? If you listen very carefully, I'm saying this in the Elmer Fudd voice, you can hear me banging my head on my desk. I think I hear you, Broken Waffles. Oh my God. Literally ass math.
That'd be easy for you. Yes. Is there anybody you wouldn't tell that to? No, you'd tell everybody. Isn't that right? And I see Renee, she's smiling. Isn't that true? If you open a new restaurant, would you have any hesitation? Oh my God, I better not tell them about my restaurant. What if they go? And I mean, that's not what would happen, would it? And so when I see the days, they come and they go and they come and they go and they come and they go. And the vast majority of us don't give someone the chance to opt in or opt out, or we don't give enough people the chance to opt in or opt out. Guess what? We don't give enough people the chance, not enough opt in. And so I contemplated what was the single most important thing that I could share with you today, given what I'm seeing in the daily reports. The daily reports are telling me this. If we continue with the same number of daily touches as a group right now that we have, if we continue for the next 75 days or whatever is left to do the number of daily touches that are happening right now, the goals that you all described for me for the end of the year are highly unlikely to get met. And see that which is measured can be improved. That's not a negative commentary, isn't it? That's simply a factual commentary.
I mean, yes, but you were also passive aggressive as hell at the beginning of the call. What's the point? What's the point of being passive aggressive? If you're trying to change behavior, if you're trying to get people to buy in, why would you bully them into doing that? Why wouldn't you like ask them to engage their minds? Oh, right, because you're in a high control group and people thinking too much isn't a good thing. Asking questions isn't a good thing. That's the problem with this stuff. Hi, Danielle. It went fast. It was fast.
That which is measured can be improved. And so if the problem is that we're not giving enough people the chance to opt in and opt out, and if we can then dig behind that a little bit and say, and what would cause that problem? First and foremost, a lack of belief in ourselves. If our belief in ourselves is high enough, then we are not made fearful by some concept which might be perceived as being controversial in some people's minds. And so the whole core of it all is to have confidence in ourselves. It takes time to develop confidence in ourselves if we don't have it right now. That's a process. And that's not something that I can help you resolve over the course of the next 90 days. What I can do is help you resolve the next most difficult area of lack of confidence and belief, and that is in the fundamental correctness of the network marketing industry. Those of you who've been around me for a long time, and I know most of your faces. Good to see you. Good to see you, Kevin. Hi, Susan. I'm happy to see you. I'd like to call you all by name. I don't see you all, but I'm happy you're all here. I wish
The fundamental correctness of the multi-level marketing industry? What? I understand what he's trying to say, but he's coming from a place of like just being fucking wrong. In my opinion. In my opinion. Did I play the disclaimer? I did. You're involved in an unethical business practice because the leaders get paid whether their downline actually moves a product to a customer or not. That's my number one issue. Number two issue, high control group. Bite model of authoritarian control. Fuckery afoot. You know what I mean? Hi, off.
We're just wading through a bog of multi-level marketing fluffery. If I believe enough, will his video quality improve? Oh God, what do they do? Manifest that shit. Manifest that shit. I'm taking a screenshot for my cover because I did not make a thumbnail.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
That is a bigger picture of the little new chicken nugget for members, so there you go.
So much. If there was one benefit that I have, one advantage, it's that I believe clear to the center of my being. Steve, if I had my choice, if I could either tell somebody, hi, I'm Randy Schroeder, I'm really happy to meet you, I'm a cardiac surgeon. If I had my choice of saying that, or hi, I'm Randy Schroeder, I'm involved in network marketing, I would rather say, hi, I'm Randy Schroeder, I'm involved in network marketing.
Would you also say, hi, I'm Randy Schroeder, and I went from being able to trade to being banned for life because of, what was it? Forgery and money laundering type of things? Oh, wait. I don't remember exactly what it was. You can look it up on FINRA, but he's banned. He's big banned. He's big banned. Doctors actually do meaningful work in the world. Nurses do meaningful work. People in public works do meaningful work. Emergency responders, meaningful work. Teachers, meaningful work. Parents just being good humans and raising their kids to engage their minds and also give a shit about other people, doing meaningful work. Lots of people doing meaningful work in the world, and you're basically like coming from a position of like, I would rather say I'm Randy Schroeder in multi-level marketing. What? Stephanie's like, yeah, right, bro. Rhinoceros. Bye, Kate.
I would. And because that's the truth. And why would I? Well, because the cardiac surgeon who doesn't show up and provide the service, guess what they get paid? Nothing. They have specialized themselves in a position of zero leverage. And you know what? I don't have any malpractice insurance. I don't have any patients that are suing me. I don't have the government and big pharma telling me all the things that I have to do.
There should be regulation on organizations that hold people's lives in the balance. Doctors should be held accountable if shit hits the fan, and if they're the reason that shit hits the fan. Malpractice insurance is super important. Yes. Does there need to be fixes? Hell yeah. But is it a high, like, elite level of job, and do they save lives? Yes. Multiple things can be true at the same time. Multiple things can be true at the same time. He's berating everyone for numbers not going up because nobody's buying this shit. Yes.
Knowing what I know about the medical world and knowing what I know about this world, I would so much rather do what I do. And since this is something I would rather do than be a cardiac surgeon, then it's so easy for me to tell people what I do. And so I thought what I would do is give you all a little bit of a refresher on what exactly has gone on in this network marketing industry for these last 50 or 60 years, in the hopes that something I say will get you closer
hopefully something is I'm gonna be able to beat something into your minds because you're not doing the work like I wanted you to. You're not. Did we all not have a teacher like this growing up in school? I thought that y'all would have done a better job at this, but obviously you can't be trusted with the substitute teacher coming in. Obviously, oh, is that just me? Like, am I leading with my school trauma? God. I feel like I'm not the only person that had teachers like that. And I know teachers have a hell of a hard job. Also, I think kids should be safe in classrooms. And, you know, being emotionally toxic to kids, like, not really safe. Not really safe. I hate that kind of teacher. I'm married to a teacher. Please tell your wife thank you for what she does as a teacher. And y'all good teachers out there, kudos to you.
To being across the bridge in believing, when you've heard me say over and over and over that I believe that the fundamental principles which govern network marketing or direct selling are superior to those principles which govern conventional business. If the day comes when you believe that like I believe that, then all of a sudden this will stop being difficult.
Oh my God, this makes sense. The rules that govern network marketing are more effective than the rules that govern traditional business. But Randy Schroeder couldn't even participate in the rules of a regular business and got banned for life for forgery and for like money laundering type of activities. Does this not connect all the dots that he just said that? Okay, we're going to rewind it. We're going to rewind it 30 seconds. Let me get the actual thing. Randy Schroeder, FINRA. Randy Schroeder, FINRA. Where's the FINRA report? I have to go. Let me open up my texts from Bam the Lawyer Cat. Okay, I'm looking. I'm looking Randy Schroeder broker check. Is this it? No, that's not it. Got it. We'll just look at this. Thank you, Bam the Lawyer Cat. Here we go. I don't understand why this is like this, but I will move my camera over. All right. Broker check report, Randy Neil Schroeder. This is Randy Schroeder. Okay. Big deal. Look at this right here. Allegations. Oh, allegations. Schroeder, former RR with Prubach, Smith, Barney, Drexel, and Ed Jones engaged in conduct inconsistent with the just and equitable principles of trade by causing violations of Securities and Exchange Commission Rule 17A-8 and causing violations of Securities and Exchange Commission Rule 17A-3, forging the signature of a customer on a options agreement, making material misstatements to a customer, unauthorized trading, discretionary trading. Results: censure and permanent ban. I think it's bar. Censure and permanent bar. Censured and permanently barred for rule violations, forging a customer signature, making material misstatements to a customer, discretionary trading. Would we like to cite our sources? There you go. Primary source coming in hot. Whoops. Randy. We're working on it.
A little bit of a refresher on what exactly has gone on in this network marketing industry for these last 50 or 60 years, in the hopes that something I say will get you closer to being across the bridge in believing, when you've heard me say over and over and over that I believe that the fundamental principles which govern network marketing or direct selling are superior to those principles which govern conventional business.
Superior to the rules that govern conventional business. Obviously, you think that because you couldn't even follow the rules to not get barred by the SEC for fucking around as a broker. I mean, oh my God. I can't believe he said that. Except I can believe he said that, but I can't believe he said that.
If the day comes when you believe that,
oh, thank you, Demi,
like I believe that, then all of a sudden this will stop being difficult and it will start becoming almost ridiculously easy for you. And so I doubt very much if you can read what I've written up here on the board. I didn't have a black pen in my hand and I wrote it in red. So I'll read to you what it says. Up there, it starts out. Where did it all begin? Well, multi-level marketing all began in 1903. That was the year that Watkins Company was formed. However, even before that, you see up before that it says Avon. Why don't I include that in my chart? Why do I say it started in 1903? Because Avon, when it was formed and for its first 70 years of existence, would simply allow you to buy a product from the company at wholesale and sell it to someone else at a marked up price. It was not multi-level marketing. It was, in fact, purely direct selling. You could buy from the company at one price and sell to someone else at another price. And that company survived and thrived for a long time. And frankly, still would have had it not been. And you saw just recently, last few days, that predecessor to our industry just finally, I know it was Tupperware, Tupperware formed almost at the same time. Avon still survives and thrives. Tupperware, born also in that same generation of time, just went out of business. Why did it go out of business? Not because their model didn't work anymore, but because it got over leveraged as it got bought and sold. Model was still fine. The problem was the amount of debt taken on by various ownership groups as they came along. At any rate, 1903, that was the first time that a company came along and said, hey, Steve, if you want to, you could not just buy products from us and sell them to somebody else and make a little profit at it. But if you'd like to enroll somebody else and benefit from what they do, that was the first company to provide a multi-level payout. So this has been going on then since 1903. That's a long time, folks. The odds of it continuing to go on for a few more years are pretty great because it's been going on since 1903. And there's been every kind of challenge that could possibly be thrown at the industry has been thrown at it since that time. Now, in those earliest years, in 1903, what Watkins said was, Steve, if you want to, you can buy a product from the company at wholesale. You can sell it to somebody else at retail. You can make a little money. You can enroll one person, generation one, and if they buy something from the company, then you can also make a little bit of money on what they do. And they said, if they further that process one more generation. So it all started in 1903 with personal productivity, buy from the company at wholesale, sell at retail. That then extended 2 generations. There was 2 generations of leverage that was possible. And almost immediately began to work. The free enterprise system, the great American dream, it's been around for a long time. And people, clerks in 1903, people would rather work for themselves than for somebody else, just like today. 1903, people needed to make more money. 1903, families wanted to have a little more financial flexibility, just like today. What gave rise to the industry then is the same thing that gives rise to its continuation today. Okay, that then just stayed from 1903 clear until 1959. There were a lot of companies that came and went. Whenever a company succeeds, there are always copies, aren't there? And so Watkins Corporation, that started in 1903.
Let's go.
Just a few years later, 5 years later, a company called W.T. Raleigh formed. And then Watkins was in Winona, Minnesota, and W.T. Raleigh was a few miles away in Rockport, Illinois. And they completely, totally...
Etch-a-Sketch. Etch-a-Sketch guy's back. If you don't remember why we call him Etch-a-Sketch guy, it's because he writes furiously on his whiteboard, and it's kind of a cluster every time. It's a cluster in terms of how close his drawings are, and it's a cluster as in it's a clusterfuck because it looks like he did it on an Etch-a-Sketch. So here we are. Ignore my bad extending of the Etch-a-Sketch, okay?
Knock it off. That's what they did. And you know what? Most of you have probably heard of Watkins Corporation, if only because you've heard me talking. Do you know what? Watkins still exists. They did $80 million in sales last year. Been around since 1903, and last year they did $80 million in sales. They still are homed in Winona, Minnesota. Well, at any rate, nothing really significant happened in the industry, clear until 1959. And in 1959, two people that you've heard of, I'm guessing you've heard their names, Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel, they said, this is a bigger idea than is being put forward by our predecessors. They weren't the first ones. A lot of people would say that this industry started then. That is not the truth. The industry had been going on for more than 50 years. It had been 50 years of trial and error, 50 years of finding out what kind of products worked, 50 years of finding out how did you need to pay people to make it work, all that.
How did you need to pay people to make it work? I mean, you're also in a period of time where things are changing at such a rapid pace. Like, it's not just everything's focused on multi-level marketing and that's the center of the universe. Like, that was a wild time. I mean, think about how much technology and science has leapt forward from 1903 to today, but specifically from 1903 to 1959. Holy shit.
That had been going on in the background. Here came Rich DeVos and Jay Van.
I say that to say it wasn't just, wow, there's 50 years of us figuring out what works in multi-level marketing. It's like the world's changing so fast and they're going to find something that they think people want to buy. And also, scammers going to scam, in my opinion, hypothetically.
And I'm not.
The stream imagery is giving 90s vibes and I love it. Let's go. I have to smooth this out. I butchered this, but I like the drop shadow. I like the feel of the Etch-a-Sketch. The DeVosses would still be anonymous if Betsy hadn't stuck her high heel through the education system. Yeah. I mean, the DeVosses have done a ton in the towns that they live in. Like they open a hospital or they pay so much to that hospital. Like, and again, it's the money. I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's blood money, but like it is money that was gotten by people losing. And that leaves a really bad taste in my mouth. Chloe. I'm glad I found my people on the internet, like y'all are the best. Etch-a-Sketch. I also have sound now, so when y'all send messages, I can be like, oh yeah, people are typing, which is great. But also, replay crew, if you don't have the live chat open, I have linked the broker check report from FINRA on Randy Schroeder, this guy, Mr. Etch-a-Sketch that we are watching right now. Fresh from a shower, and that Etch-a-Sketch is amazing.
Not sure if we're going to get all the way through to today. I don't know, because the parts that are really important, I'm going to spend some time.
Yeah, it's the things that rich people do with money is wild, and also understanding where they got that money. It leaves a really bad taste in your mouth, Oh no, I didn't realize y'all could hear it. The other day in members only, y'all didn't hear it. Let me see how to turn that off. I'll turn it off for the stream. I didn't realize y'all could hear it. We did this on members only and they said they couldn't hear it before. Let's see. I will fix it. Account stream. Video. Audio. Doo-doo. Dang it. Sorry about that, guys. We did test this out in members only. Shortcuts, remote control, Zoom. I'm trying to find it. General. Keep utility, play app sounds. Play sounds for certain actions such as comments arriving. I do want to do that, but I don't know why y'all can hear them. Oh well, I'll turn them off. Sorry about that. Oh god, escape top chat purgatory now. Alright, the beeps are turned off. I didn't know that y'all could hear it. It's my bad. We tested it in members only, and members only couldn't hear it. Not today, but the day before. So That's my bad. That is my bad. Sorry about that. I didn't know y'all could hear it.
And this next thought, when we contemplate and consider what was the single biggest contribution that Amway made and has made to our industry, there are 3 or 4 major contributions. The first big contribution that Amway made was they were the first company that said you can not only get paid for your own productivity and 2 generations deep, but they said we'll pay you on the 3rd generation. Well, as you know, the way that leverage works, if we enroll 2 people, the way the math works out, those 2 will ultimately wind up enrolling 4, and those 4 will ultimately wind up enrolling 8. And so when they went to that 3rd generation, that more than doubled the income possibility that existed. So in 1959, that was the first time when there was only a 2-level payout. It was literally a mathematical impossibility.
This shouldn't be members only. This should be public. Let me just double check. I see. See, this should be public. Yeah, there's people here that aren't members. Yeah, subscription. This is just subscribers only, meaning you have to subscribe to be able to chat, but it's free to watch.
For a person to generate full-time income doing it. When Amway came along, they made two important decisions. The first decision was they said, we will not allow a person to grow and graduate in the compensation plan unless they have quite significant personal productivity. They required personal group volume. Now, as compensation plans went on and moved on, in fact, in order to become an Amway Direct, going clear back to 1959, you had to do $5,000 in monthly personal productivity, and that number fluctuated over the years. It became larger as time went on. But they required that a person become skillful and successful in their own rights. You had to be doing $5,000 to $7,000 in monthly personal productivity before you were.
Guess what? You can buy that volume. In a lot of companies, you can buy your way to that volume. So the Lemon Droppers in Young Living was a team. They held the they held the medal, they held the prize, they held the record for the fastest Royal Crown Diamond in Young Living history, and that person was Lindsay Teague. And Lindsay Teague got to that top because of the way she structured her downline, which she treated it like a forced matrix, like they're doing in Randy Schroeder's company he's a part of, Nelo Life. So if you promised to pay the $1,000 a month, or to get the $1,000 a month, you would get stacked into. You would get 6. So it would be Lindsay's legs. Then each one would have 6. And then those 6 would get stacked. And then those 6 would get stacked. And it was strategic. And she hit Royal Crown in I think it was like 15 or 17 months. So the stacked matrix, or whatever, the forced matrix they're talking about, other people have used it, but there's a lot of money up front that you have to give. And to rank up in a lot of these companies, you can buy your rank.
Allowed to go out and enroll other people and get paid for what other people did. Now, that was an important lesson, and it's a lesson that has been by and large forgotten and not validated by our industry. That's one lesson that we need to go back to. Every single one of us needs to be responsible for $4,000 or $5,000 or $6,000 in monthly personal productivity. We all need to wrap our arms around that idea. We need to be doing $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in personal productivity. Amway's existed now since 1959, and it's existed in large measure because they require that people do personal productivity. They do not allow one to simply go out and enroll another and have somebody else take them all the way home. Demand that they develop a clientele on their own, a customer base, that they have personal production.
I hope there are customers, because guess what? One of the signs of a pyramid scheme is only focusing on recruiting and not focusing on customer sales, and maybe not even requiring customer sales. If you can, and again, I think Nelo Life gets away with it, in my opinion. There's other companies that get away with it by requiring one customer. I'm sorry, what? And there's an unlimited amount of reps that you can have? What's going on?
I'm going to encourage myself, and as I encourage myself, obviously I'm encouraging you too. let us wrap our arms around the idea that we need personal production as well. There's a reason that Amway's still around since 1959. There's a reason last year they did more than $10 billion.
Amway is around and one of the top multi-level marketing companies because they thrive in secrecy. There's an instruction that they are not allowed, from what I understand, to do Zoom calls. They have to do so much in person because they know they would get exposed, in my opinion, if more people found out what was going on in these business opportunity in-person meetings. Kind of how a lot of other MLMs are getting exposed. It's because of the Zooms, it's because of the videos, and Amway has it locked down. You notice there's people who will tell their stories, and I think Julie Anderson just had an interview with someone who was in Amway. I think Marco did too. I don't remember. There's not a lot of info out there other than infiltrations from news organizations and stuff like that. They wrote the book on shadiness. And Amway lobbies the shit out of politics. Correct.
In sales when so many companies have come and gone. And it's because they've created a leadership foundation where people were required to develop personal productivity skills in advance of worrying about recruiting skills. It's an important lesson. It's not one that we should forget. The next thing that Amway did that was really important to me and will one day be important to you. Amway was the first company to prove that it is possible to have what I've come to describe as multiple S curves. And here's what I mean by that. All companies.
Multiple S curves. Sir? Nope. Yeah, guys, buy more products already like people in Amway. Yep. Sorry, I will move my face out whenever he's drawing on my side.
Whether it be a network marketing company or what other method of distribution, will have an x-axis and a y-axis. All companies start on the bottom left-hand corner of the graph. The vast majority of companies in or out of network marketing will finish on the bottom left-hand corner. They will never get off the ground floor. Every once in a while, and it's not very often, but every once in a while, a new company will come along whose product, service, concept, opportunity, whatever they are, whatever they propose in totality, when it stops being obscure and starts to become popularized, when it stops being something that no one's heard of, and now it starts being something that you hear chatter about. It stops being obscure and it starts to become popularized. Well, going clear back to the earliest days, and I'm going back now let's talk about the years between 1959 and 1972. At that point in time, Amway was doing business only in the United States of America. Amway, the American way, is what the company was named, Amway. There was no thought of doing the business outside the United States at that point in time.
I think after confirmation, he is wearing like a tie-dye shirt. We were thinking it was sweat, but it's not. We were just having questions because we didn't know. You know what I mean? We just didn't know. I do like the Etch-a-Sketch border, even though I kind of adulterated the Etch-a-Sketch itself. I will improve it for next time, but it helps having something clear when he's blurry as hell.
And there was...
Who is this little guy? Oh, this is Randy Schroeder. He long story long. His name's Randy Schroeder. He was a broker back in the day, and he was permanently banned by the SEC permanently barred for rule violations, forging a customer's signature, making material misstatements to a customer, discretionary trading. And the allegations were he engaging in conduct inconsistent with the just and equitable principles of trade by causing violations of Securities and Exchange Commission Rule 17A8, causing violations of Securities and Exchange Commission Rule 17A-3, forging the signature of a customer on an options agreement, making material misstatements to a customer, unauthorized trading, and discretionary trading. And his punishment was censure and permanently barring from being able to do anything in that arena, which becomes interesting because Nelo Life is trying to get approved to be able to offer their trading arm here in the United States. And if that's the case, I don't know how Randy's going to be able to participate in it. His son is the president of Canaway. Randy made this big statement last stream that we looked at of his, how he made an ethical stand and decided to, go out and branch out, whatever, with Nelo Life, formerly when he was with Finmore, formerly when he was with Transact Card, formerly when there was the other one. He forgot to tell us that his son was the driving force at Canaway. And I'm thinking to myself, you had the in. I don't know. Also, why is my video messed up? Oh my god. Please hold. Sorry. Got distracted for a second. Anyways, that's the twisty road of Randy Schroeder. And now we're here. And we call him Etch-a-Sketch Guy because of his drawing on the whiteboard. Looks like an Etch-a-Sketch design. Etch-a-Scam. Yes. The customer forgery should have been jail. It's even twistier. He was purposefully, in the article we were reading, there was allegations that he was depositing checks that wouldn't be flagged by regulatory agencies for individuals across the border relating to their business model. You can look up that. Fun little article yourself.
Because that was the first time that people began contemplating, considering this concept of critical mass. Critical mass being what? You've heard me talk about the idea that...
I'm going to change the lettering on top of this. I'm going to blend this out better, but I'm going to do Etch-a-Scam. I'm going to write Etch-a-Scam on top instead. I can't wait to show y'all.
If it was the wintertime, I live in the mountains of Utah. And if I were stranded out in the mountains in the wintertime and there's 4 feet of fresh snow around me, I would look really, really hard to find some dry wood. And I would look to find some little wood that I could break into kindling. And if I only had 2 or 3 matches, I promise you I'd be really, really careful. And I would tend to that fire. I wouldn't just get it ignited and then move away. No, I would tend to that fire. And I would make sure that I had a bed of coals before I thought of walking over the next ridge to build another fire. I would make sure I had a bed of coals. This idea of critical mass, it's when, Steve, you've built a bed of coals in Seattle. And that bed of coals grows and it grows and it grows. Pretty soon that bed of coals extends halfway down to Portland. And about halfway down to Portland, it's intersected a bed of coals that was growing up towards you.
Clock is like, of course he lives in Utah. Yup. Yes, he does.
Someone who started the same thing there. And so that bed of coals, it spreads east and west, and it spreads north and south. And what was discovered in about the year 72, 75, it was discovered that if a company in this method of distribution could aggregate about $50 million US dollars in sales in a year, that would be enough. There would be enough people who were making money. If you're doing $50 million in sales, that's going to create some checks, right? There would be enough people making enough money that they could take the show on their own, that they could go out and represent as a leader. Until a person's making money, as we know, it doesn't matter too much how much knowledge we have, minus proof of income, that knowledge is fairly hollow. And so what was discovered is that about that $50 million mark, there would be enough people making enough money that they could then afford to travel, and that they would then have that imprimatur, that voice of authority because of their successes. Also true that about that $50 million in sales mark, that would be where enough people were having positive product experiences.
We've got the like counter up here. You know how I feel about odd numbers. Hopefully we can get maybe to we did get to 50, so that was cool. If we can get to 80 or 90, that'd be cool.
Right now, we have some really, really remarkable product experiences with Stellamar. But how many do we have? I mean, there are 325 million people in America. How many people have seen, touched, tasted, felt, consumed Stellamar? Like a really, really, really small number, right? There's no way that there's chatter. There's no chatter. That's not the truth. When will there be chatter? Well, about $50 million in sales, $50 million in consumption of the product. That's when you have enough people who are talking about what it's done for them. And obviously, we know that it takes a while to get there. And so all companies start on the bottom left-hand corner of the graph. Most of them finish there. But those who have a product or service or opportunity that gets traction, when that gets to grow about.
I love that he says, there's no chatter about this product. No shit. It's a multi-level marketing product. And yes, sometimes there's good multi-level marketing products. But is Stellamar that? Oh, I don't know. There was a lot of people who saying that Elamir was doing incredible stuff, and now like it's crickets. So I am cautious to believe the hype about the products when their livelihoods depend on convincing people to buy those products after they've been in other multi-level marketing companies.
The time it reaches $50 million in annual sales.
Callie.
That's when you have enough people making money. It's when you have enough people that are having positive product experiences that now you go to a cocktail party, you go to the bowling alley, you go to the football game, and you hear somebody over there talking about it. And you hear somebody over there talking about it. You don't know for sure what they're talking about, but they're talking about something.
Not yet. Have any good tips for me? I can look it up. I haven't looked into him. I think Julie Anderson has looked into him, maybe? I'm not sure. He survived on craft beer only for like 30 days. Wait, what? Oh my God, I'm looking now. I'm going to press play.
Okay, that's critical mass. That's when suddenly this bed of coals is coming together. And now I'm looking at Corey. So Corey, if you've got a piece of wood,
is it Rick?
And you try to light it with a match, it won't light. But if you have a bed of coals, you can drop a log on it and it will light. Isn't that right? And so
Stellamar has their own website, interestingly enough. They are based out of Wyoming. About. Why aren't you telling me who created this shit? Stellamar. Founder? Shopley Influencer Pro meets Stellamar founder.
What if we took the idea of Amazon and got the vendors on there?
Wait, what? I thought this was an ad. This is Shopley and it's awful. Did y'all know Shopley warehouse is Terry LaCour's warehouse? That's fun. That's fun. I'm in Utah and don't speak to anyone except in professional settings. Okay, around noon. This looks wild though. I'm like having to save this video. I don't even know how old it is. I'm sure it's old. It's 7 days ago? Wait, what? How did I find this video? Save? We're gonna download it. I don't want you to delete it. Sorry, we're on a scroll trail. I don't know what to tell you. You're kind of chaotic on your channel. I know. Truly, I know. I wish I wasn't like this, but like, ugh. It just happened and I haven't outgrown it yet. I'm working on it.
This whole idea of critical mass is having a bed of coals, having enough people having a positive product experience and enough people having a positive income experience that now that ignites the next person who touches it. So when is the hardest work in a company like Apple?
So this says in this exclusive interview, Shopley Influencer Pro Craig Schultze sits down. Schultze sits down with Kelly Bangert, the visionary founder of Stellamar, to discuss the groundbreaking power. Kelly is groundbreaking power of their innovative product. Bangert, in this exclusive interview, Shopley influencer I lost my place. A seasoned entrepreneur with a track record of success in the health and wellness industry, shares insight into Stellamar's unique formulation and how it promotes healthy aging and longevity. You can order yours here. Oh boy, is this an affiliate link? Because if it is, you have to disclose that, Keith. Oh my God. The production value of this is just trash. Are we going to react to it? Yes, we are. Oh my God. Give me a break. Please hold. Keeps logging me out. Every time. I didn't think Shopley was doing that well, and they're kind of boring. I just, in my opinion, but I don't know.
It's the hardest work.
The tie, though, is interesting to look at. Randy Schroeder, Nelo Life, selling a Stellamar product, and then going to Shopley. It's just wild. Nelo says Paul Myhill made it. Cool. I'm gonna go look at it. Every time he says Coles, I think he's saying Colts. Yep. Let me see if I've got. How is this not a pyramid scheme? Do we even have that?
No. How is this not a pyramid scheme?
Yes. Thank you, Jim from The Office. I had Mary Kay show up to my university twice, and the first time the distributor brought in a very young baby and then abandoned it for an hour. Oh my God.
Is trying to get it from the point of inception to the point of critical mass. We are living in the hardest work. This is the most difficult time. It's the time that's most exciting. It's the time that people, oh my gosh, people chatter about it. But then they get involved and they found out, oh wow, there's no critical mass. I thought it'd be so fun to be first. Nobody's talking about this product. Nobody's making any money. This sounded so much more exciting than it turns out that it is. And it's not really exciting.
Stellamar explained. The reason we're looking at Stellamar is because Nelo Life has Stellamar in their shop that you have to pay $10 to access, but you can also, I think, buy Stellamar not through Nelo Life. Oh my God. We totally missed this. This must have been one that Julie Anderson covered because I see Eric Allen on this call. Stellamar explained. He's doing pro Shopley, Nelo Life. Holy crap. Y'all are the best. There's like 1 billion videos of Paul Myhill. Heart and hype in the chat for around noon because holy guacamole. Holy guacamole. He's been uploading for 13 years. Traffic jams call to action. Why music? Was he in a band? Traffic jams see Cambodia. What? It looks like Traffic Jam is a band. And they're doing all of these videos helping people in Cambodia, allegedly, but the kids that are in the videos look like they're forced to be there. Don't touch the poop, but if you want to go like peruse while we finish this, I'm trying to be more free with my information because like information's better shared.
When you're down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the graph, there is no critical mass. No one's heard about it. No one really believes in the validity of it. It's heavy lifting. That's what you, that is what we, that is what I, that is what we're all living through right now. I am grateful for every single day of it. I do not wish away these moments. Don't wish them away, because when it hits that moment of critical mass and transitions into the next period of growth, your ultimate income in this company will depend more on what did you do before it became popularized.
Sir, here's the twisty part of this. Most people don't make any money or lose money or go into debt in multi-level marketing. It's more than 50%. It's more than 60, 70, 80, 90. It's over 95%. I know the percentages are probably higher. I'm trying to be safe with changes in numbers. And back in the day, it was over 99% of people don't make any money or lose money in multi-level marketing. What? So he's telling you you're going to lose and be grateful for those losing periods or those non-successful periods. It's teaching people to expect that. It's going to keep people in MLM longer when maybe they would have left. When so many people are losing in a business opportunity and the person at the top is telling you to stay, the question is, why are they telling me to stay? Are they telling me to stay because everybody wins if they stay? Or is he telling me to stay because he makes commission off of me staying and ordering monthly? 87's your favorite number. Let's go. Thank y'all so much for liking the stream. I appreciate it. I'm grateful for the interactions and the chats and working with me through my technical difficulties. I do not take it for granted, and I appreciate you all.
Than will ever be the truth about
Yes.
what you do after it becomes popularized or as it is becoming popularized. So these are the heavy lifting days. These are also the days that have the greatest dollar bill sign behind them for those who are able to become a part of that foundation of leadership. Okay. So then what happens? Now we finally reach this point in time. So to make this real, Amway starts in 1959. In 1959, they just grew and grew and grew and grew.
I'm sorry. This is a really bad angle to learn from. You ever notice, and again, I'm not a psychologist, teachers will get on the floor with kids so they can be eye level with them and look and read books at eye level with them. And maybe not every teacher does that, but with young kids like kindergarten, pre-K, even as they get older and they're able to sit in chairs consistently and like have a better view, it's meaningful, from what I understand, to be able to present information more like on this level instead of the person presenting looking down at us the whole time. Lindsay, we don't even know. This angle's awful. It's so bad.
Steady, consistent growth. They grew. And then something absolutely incredible happened. I mean, it was absolutely flat, stinking incredible. By the time we got 10 years into it, here comes about 1969, and now they hit that $50 million in sales. You know what happened between 1969 and 1972? It went from $60 million in sales to $600 million in sales annually, all in one nation, the good old US of A. That's
all in one nation, the good old US of A. I'm not, I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't hate the country that I am a resident of, that I whatever, I'm a citizen of. I can separate being grateful for like where I was born, and also know there's problems with my country, and I can feel both things. It is twisty to me to listen to some of these multi-level marketing reps, and my ears perk up when I hear this this kind of cult-like loyalty It's kind of like it feels arrogant to me. I don't know if y'all are hearing that or not, or if it's just in my imagination. I'm twitching a little bit. I just got here and the camera is blurry and I'm looking at this dude's nose. Yeah, it's almost like he wiped a Vaseline on the camera and was like, let's go live. He is our Etch-a-Sketch guy. When he draws on his whiteboard, it's like the very first time we watched him, the drawings looked like the two little knobs, like when you make the Etch-a-Sketch design. So that's why the Etch-a-Sketch is here, and we are going to be calling it Etch-a-Scam. Yes, we do have a new chicken nugget.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
Hopefully we maybe can get to 100 likes on this stream. Maybe. We'll see.
That's what happens when it stops being obscure and it starts to become popularized. And you know who got paid for that? Not the people who were there during the transition, because it simply happened too fast. It went from $50 million in sales to $600 million in sales.
Yeah, the Jaeger group got benefited from that. There's a bunch of other big Amway people who benefited from that. It wasn't just Amway, though. It was also those awful cassette trainings that a lot of the Amway reps were making money off of, too. Yes, there's a new chicken nugget for us. It's a grumpy little chicken nugget. This is it. This is what it looks like. The big one is what we just made it smaller for the chat.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
In a handful of years, that was too fast. Steve, if you got involved right here, bang, it happened too fast for that growth to impact you. It was happening all around you, but it didn't accrue to your benefit. To whose benefit did it accrue? It accrued to the benefit of these people who were back here walking through that slowly drying concrete. There was no bed of coals. Nobody was making any money. There didn't seem to be any leadership available.
The people were making money because it went from 0 to $60 million over 10 years. So the people who got in early benefited from those commissions. And then as it exploded, they benefited even more. It wasn't like they weren't making any money. They were making money as they recruited people and as their recruits bought product.
Chaos all around, right? Those are the people who get paid when the transition occurs. Whatever we get paid as we create the foundation upon which others build, whatever we get paid is fine. It will not be enough. I promise you, there will not be a person on this session who makes enough money during the time when the foundation is being laid that you say, wow, that was incredible. It's not the truth. No matter what you earn, you won't feel like you're earning as much as you're working for during the period of time when the foundation is being built.
Hi, Patricia.
You are investing today. You are investing.
It's Patty the Baddie. What's up? How are you doing? It's been a rough month for floof losses and stuff. Hope you're doing okay.
Your time, and the reward will come when the company's product, service, or opportunity stops being obscure and starts to become popularized. And so then what happened? Well, here we go. It took 10 years to get to that point. 10 years, the bed of coals has grown. Now, am I telling you it's going to take 10 years? No. I'm telling you I don't know how long it will take. I don't know. I have my ideas and my opinions. I don't believe it'll take 10 years, but it won't happen overnight either. Because why? Because leadership foundations are not created overnight. That is not the truth.
Leadership foundations are not created overnight. No, I mean, we're talking about selling a product and a service. Do good leaders potentially, can they make or break a organization? Sure. Good products can stand up to scrutiny. Good companies can stand up to scrutiny. It's surprising to me that he's always talking about, leadership and character and all this other stuff. And my thought is, if the product's good, people are going to buy it. And he always talks about recruiting. He always talks about getting the next person and staying for the long run. And it's, but I don't know. Regular businesses aren't like that.
This group of individuals has to melt together into one leadership structure. A lot of things have to happen before it stops being obscure and starts to become popularized. Well, suddenly, straight up vertical thrust. Now, whenever something starts to go really, really, really well, something really starts to go well, then you can anticipate that other people are going to try to stop it from continuing to go well. That's the way that human nature is. It starts to really go well. Somebody else is making money and I'm not. Human nature is I'm going to blame somebody about that.
What's up?
I mean, hopefully I would never do that, but lots of people do. And also, as it starts to spike, then Ben Bernanke, when he was the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board, he talked about a time when the U.S. stock market was just going crazy. I mean, it was going crazy. And there are certain...
Stop it. Oh my God. Do we need to play Chariots of Fire for you too? I have photos tomorrow for my officer ID. I wish all y'all could come to my swear-in ceremony. I wish I could come, honestly. I want to play. Honestly, I do want to play Chariots of Fire. Oh, God. Here, please hold. I'm red because I'm embarrassed, but I also love it. This good part? Hold on. If it gets to the good part, we'll wait. Hold on. Listen, if you've never listened to the Chariots of Fire intro song, what are you doing with your life? It's sorry, just unsubscribe. But honestly, every time I play this, I lose subscribers. It's okay. Oh God. All right. I'll imagine this playing while I get pinned. Honestly, I'm so excited for you. It's been a huge week for this group. Yep. We need really good people in corrections, and I'm so glad that you're gonna be there, Patricia, and I don't know. I'm hoping that it's a good experience for you, but also you're gonna get to like change lives and be good in that environment, and I'm really proud of you, and I'm excited for you.
Values that determine what a stock price should be. One is called a multiple.
Be gentle with yourself. I know it's been a really hard day. You're gonna be so good at that.
How many times last year's earnings is the stock worth now? If it earned $10 in gross earnings last year, then there'll be a multiple put on that. In today's market, it's an expensive market. That multiple is about 20 times. And so if a stock earned $10, then you take that $10 times 20, and that's about what the share price would be in today's market. And so if there's a stock who is trading at 30 times earnings, well, that's irrational. That's irrational. You're paying too much for it. The other way that one would determine the value of a stock is by looking at its dividend yield. If the
you're okay. So he's not allowed to be a broker anymore. Why are we listening to him? I know people can change. People can pivot. I get that. You're tiptoeing awfully close to like giving advice or on investing. Why are we talking about stocks, and why is the person who's been banned for life, who's been barred for life, telling us about stocks? I'm just curious. Just curious. That's like the little kid who gets to have a cookie after he eats his dinner, and it's sitting right there at the table before the dinner gets put down and nobody's in the room, and he's like touching it, he's moving it closer to himself and like moving the cookie closer and staring at it and smelling it and picking it up and smelling it, and like the temptation is a lot. We're gonna call you Detective Batty. Yes, we are, Tori. He's legit all over the place. It's Randy. It's Randy. But we do have this video now. I wish Raising Up Reads was still doing streams. But they haven't streamed in 7 months. So that was the Pearl Party people.
dividend.
I mean, I'm also autistic and I have some auditory like processing issues, so I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm not going to be able to pay attention, but like sometimes I'm better able to pay attention when like the speaker's more chronologically coherent. I don't know.
Yield on the S&P is about 1.7%. If stock prices keep going higher and the dividends stay the same, then that dividend yield as a percentage goes down. It's not as much. Well, if a stock price goes high enough that the dividend yield is no longer on the historic norm, or the multiple is too high, that's
Liz.
irrational exuberance, and the stock price needs to stop going up and go down to re-intersect those fundamental values. So Ben Bernanke talked about irrational exuberance at a time when the market was spiking. Said it's going up too far, too fast. That's what this is. In the network marketing industry, it's
so if it's bad for it to go up too far, too fast, and then he makes the logical jump back to his graph about the multiple S-curve situations, is that good or bad? Is that good or bad? Yeah, he has a very kind of like buzzy voice, like gravelly. It's like he needs to clear his throat. I don't know if he does, but he sounds like this all the time.
really been called momentum. I want you to know that I'm not interested in provoking a momentum surge. Why? Because behind every momentum surge is a steep retraction. I'm not interested in a steep retraction. What I would like is to, yes, have a steeper period of growth, but I would like to have the leadership knowledge, wisdom, ability. I would like us to create a leadership structure that doesn't provoke this over-rational exuberance. Another way.
Has Amway dropped off? Let me look at Business for Home. I don't think Amway's dropped off. Amway? Company. Oh, yes, Amway has dropped. They were at $8,800,000,000 in 2018, and 2023 they were at $7,700,000,000. So they've dropped $1 billion. They've dropped $1.1 billion. They had a surge in 2020-ish, and they've dropped off. Do we want to see a graph? I'm always down for a graph. This is Amway's graph on Business for Home. Interesting. Interesting.
I think about over-rational exuberance. Those gals out there, or you guys that cook, if you put a pot on the stove and you turn the heat on high, When the pot boils, then if you pull the pot off the stove, if it's overboiled, there won't.
Yeah, it is iffy. I think it's just like it's very loose. The information's either pulled from annual reports, but I just look at the trends, and a lot of the trends match up with the fuckery that's going on. Like Monet matches up with the issues and the people bailing and stuff like that.
Be as much water left, will there? That's what happens if it goes too far too fast. What we really want is to create a curve that looks more like this over time. Not too interested in creating these because they create these steep pullbacks. That's what always happens. Now we'll find out as time goes on how successfully we're able to navigate those waters. Right now,
at the beginning of this talk, he was addressing the idea of having multiple S curves happen. But now he's saying he doesn't want an S curve. He wants a gradual line up. So when are we going to talk about that? And what is happening on the whiteboard?
we're down here still.
Yeah, I'm on board with the trend. I just don't like the graph. Okay, Amy.
Working on creating the foundation upon which others will build. Certainly by no stretch of the imagination is our company, a product, our service, or opportunity popularized, nor is it anywhere close to becoming that right now. Okay, so now.
The way he trashes Nelo Life, I live for it. And you have to watch his boring as hell presentations to let him like rip. But he'll tell you he did it in Transact Card. He did it in Finmore. He's doing it here. And it's kind of like when we used to watch Jessie Lee. She would let things out like midstream, 2 hours into her stream. She'd drop something and we'd be like, what? What did she just say? She'd either be trashing Aaron, or she was talking about her Colombia trip, or she was being anti-Semitic to her boyfriend, or whatever it was. And it was just shocking. And the tricky part is you have to listen to a bunch of shit to like find this stuff. But he's already trashed Nelo Life multiple times on this stream, and he's their baby. Eric and Nick and Larry put Randy on a pedestal, and Randy, Randy dishes it.
10 years to get to this point. Suddenly, like it's magic, stops being obscure, starts to become popularized.
I love a judgy moment, honestly. Don't judge my Etch-a-Sketch. I'm going to make it better.
Straight up. When it goes straight up, then there starts to be this irrational exuberance. Then people start making income claims they shouldn't make. People start saying things that maybe are not completely founded in fact. And that, by the way, doesn't mean that they're lying. It means that an optimistic person is repeating something somebody else said that was wrong.
So then correct your downline, correct the other people in Nelo Life about them being wrong. I also agree that someone optimistic is repeating something that they didn't fact check. That's why, like, I read the John M. Taylor study myself. We can repeat data all day long if you're not looking at primary sources. And then if the primary sources are like shitty, it doesn't help to go read them and then repeat information if the data can't be backed up. If the science can't be backed up. And after all my science discoveries this past week on my stream, I'm nervous to even stream about science stuff going forward because everything I don't know, I'm shocked. At dinner at night, I'm like, I've told them everything that live chat's taught me this week. My brain's exploding, honestly.
Yeah, I can say something that's wrong without being a liar. I can repeat something I was told that I believed, and so that's typically what happens here. This is not about people intentionally not telling the truth. It's irrational exuberance.
Yes, it's an appeal. Like it's a logical fallacy appeal to authority. He presents himself as the authority figure, in my opinion. That's a really good point, Rachel.
It's saying things that can't be backed up in fact. When the arrow goes too high, too fast, then there will always be regulatory scrutiny and pressure. And so this came in 1972. 1972, the Federal Trade Commission, District Court, State of Michigan, said that Amway, what you're doing is not illegal. This violates, then they wrote the first pyramid laws, that this is illegal, you've got to stop. And so now, and I remember it, by the way, I remember it. I wasn't very old then, but I remember Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes talking about Amway being a pyramid, just raking Rich DeVos and Jay Van Andel over the coals. I remember it really, really well. Okay, and so then what happened? Well, in that environment, when the United States government says it's illegal and it's a pyramid, well, Corey, it was hard to recruit the next day. Right? Really, really, really hard to recruit that next day. Something magical happened. Absolutely magical. This happened at $600 million in annual sales. Doing $600 million. The FTC came out and said, that's a pyramid. You can't do it. State of Michigan sued Amway, and all kinds of challenging things happened. And you know what took place? You know what happened to the volume? It didn't go down. It didn't go down. Because why? Because all of those people had been taught they had to have personal groups. They were doing $5,000 and $7,000 and $10,000 in monthly volume themselves. Those people who were buying the products were not enrolling in the company. It wasn't about the business. It was about the product offering.
Great. Did that really happen? Was the $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 in personal volume actually customer purchases? Was there any inventory loading going on? You're telling me that if someone was short $400 from meeting a certain requirement, that they weren't going to buy that $400 to make the personal volume goal? We see it in Monate. It happened in Young Living. It happens in every multi-level marketing company. It's too tempting to not lose rank. Yeah, they're lobbying, and lobbying can be great sometimes, and it can be awful sometimes. Was it cult pressure to keep buying? Crystal, ding, ding, ding. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Also?
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
I'm going to get different sound bites for that, but that's our new chicken nugget emoji. I hope the members enjoy it. We also are 5 likes away from 100, which is my goal. Although I do like 95 as an odd number, 5 is my favorite odd number.
Ability was created by the product viability and by the fact that people said, well, wait a minute. I mean, my shoe polish and soap is working just fine. My SA8 is still doing exactly what it did before Mike Wallace said this was a pyramid. And I can't see that a darn thing that Mike Wallace said about this company is impacting the value that I'm getting from the product. And so it stopped growing. I mean, it literally stopped growing. It was going straight up and it stopped, but it didn't go down. It didn't go down. It stayed right there at $600 million in sales. And then it went along like that from 1972 clear until 1979, 7 years worth of litigation. And then in 1979 came the Amway ruling. And the Amway ruling was it was so important to all of us. You can imagine a football field. A football field has a 50-yard line. It has end zones. It has hash markers along the sideline here. It has 20-yard lines and so on. The Amway ruling in 1979 identified the playing field.
Do you even realize your iPad is trying to track your face and we cannot see what you're drawing? Why didn't you put your iPad in a tripod and just have it still so we could see you and the board? What's the point of drawing if you're not showing the people who are on the Zoom call? What a chicken nugget thing to do. Y'all can see, we can't see anything, so I'm going to put the Etch-a-Sketch back on.
Said, this is what you can do. And by the way, the Amway ruling said that Amway is not a pyramid, that this is a legal and legitimate way to move products to end-line users, and it is a legal way to generate income.
What's the Amway ruling? Let's find something. What did the Amway ruling say? Federal Trade Commission. This is also the John M. Taylor study. I don't know if this link is too long. You can click on that and The landmark Amway case. If y'all don't know, MLM Legal is pro multi-level marketing. I'm looking for ruled that Amway was not a pyramid scheme, deceptive trade practices. So I need the 1979 Robert Itofsky ruling. I'm just trying to find the case. Well, I just found something that was 121 pages. Holy shit. I'm putting it in the live chat. Sorry. We are squirrel trailing as (1979) docket 9023 complaint March 25th 1975 final order May 8th 1979. Pursuant to the provisions of the Federal Trade Commission Act, and by virtue of the authority vested in it by said act, the Federal Trade Commission, having reason to believe that the parties listed in the caption hereof, and more particularly described and referred to hereinafter as respondents, have violated the provisions of Section 5 of the Federal Trade Commission Act, and it appearing to the Commission that a proceeding by it in respect thereof would be in the interest of the public, hereby issues its complaint stating its charges as follows. This is interesting. I haven't read this before. We all, like, when we say you can't say that because the FTC says you can't say that, that's the section that we're talking about, Section 5 of the FTC Act. This is long. That's cool that we found it, though. I mean, we're going to keep watching, but here we go. Hello! Welcome in, friends. Ignore Randy's smeary lens. Oh, no, Mark Reed and friends are rating us. Hello, thank you. We just got to 100 likes. Let's go. Thank you, Raiders. Oh, Raiders of the Lost Ark, we've got a kazoo for you. Hold on, if I can find it. Thank you so much for rating. That was a kazoo version, a kazoo interpretation of Raiders of the Lost Ark. We call it Raiders of the Lost Ark. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mark. That's super kind. Hello, Maya. Oh my God. Yes, Mark rated. I don't think Mark's here though.
That's what the Amway ruling says. If you're inside the playing field. And so every once in a while, we'll see, in fact, not every once in a while, quite frequently, we will see companies that get called into question by the Federal Trade Commission, by various regulatory agencies. Why is that? Well, because companies do launch outside of the playing field. And when they're outside of the playing field, when they are subjected to the scrutiny, then they don't survive. Then they are shut down. That's what happens. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about Herbalife here in a while. But for those of you who've been around for a while, you might remember that Mark Hughes, who was the founder of Herbalife, he was called to testify at the United States Senate. They were accusing that company of being a pyramid. And you know what? They were wrong. They were wrong. They didn't slow her.
I mean, there were rules that happened because of that, though. There were changes that had to be made. It wasn't just like, we didn't find anything. Good for you. I think it's a 70% rule. 70% rule Amway. Amway's 70% rule is a policy that requires distributors to sell at least 70% of the product they buy in a given month to receive a performance bonus. When I was in Young Living, when I was in Mary Kay, that was brought up a little bit. In Young Living, there is a button in checkout where that you check and you say, yes, I'm either going to be using this for personal consumption or I'm going to sell at least 70% of what I buy. The problem is that's a gray area when you're saying, sure, I'm going to use $800 worth of product in a month. Are you serious? Probably not. Probably not.
Life down. And just a couple of years ago, Bill Ackman, one of the biggest voices on Wall Street,
here's Al's
took
channel
$1 billion short position in Herbalife, tried to bring it down. And you know what? That $1 billion short position cost him $1 billion because he was wrong. Why was he wrong? Because the Herbalife compensation plan is inside the playing field.
Herbalife was also got fined the most of any multi-level marketing company ever in all of the history of fining companies. 800, I think, here. What did Herbalife get fined? Okay, what did Herbalife get fined by the government? Sorry, not 800. I was over. Oh, they did get fined $123 million in 2020. That's fun. They agreed to pay over $122 million to resolve FCPA case. Herbalife Nutrition Limited, a US-based publicly traded global nutrition company, has agreed to pay total penalties of more than $122 million to resolve the government's investigation into violations of the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. Woof. Here's the other one from like the 80s, I think. Let's see. Herbalife Nutrition Limited, also called fine. We want fines. Fines. They also paid $200 million in 2016. Where is the one from the 80s? Why can I not? Yeah, Herbalife's a whole moment. Let me see. Sorry. 800 million? I don't think I was making that number up. Maybe I was. The Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, Double Wolf. If you promise not to tell anyone, I'll reveal one of my darkest secrets. I mean, at your own discretion, feel free to share with the chat.
Every once in a while, you'll see companies get called into question, and they will survive the scrutiny. Well, why would they get called into the question in the first place? Well, an example would be Nu Skin in 1990 was sued by the Federal Trade Commission, was accused of being a pyramid scheme, and they did all they possibly could to shut that company down. Nu Skin is enormously larger today than when that happened. When that took place, they were doing about $40 million in annual sales. Today, they do about $40 million in monthly sales. Today, they do $200 million in monthly sales. Federal Trade Commission was dead wrong. They were wrong. Why? Because when a judge and a jury looked carefully at the compensation plan, they said, you know what? They might be on the 1 foot line. I'm not an advocate for that compensation plan. It's unbelievably difficult. I think that it's unfair.
Oh God, do I need a promise? I'm not a good secret keeper. What? Purple rhymes with orange said I was an Amway rep once. I was an Amway rep at one time. Fortunately, I suck at sales, so I was never able to sign anyone else up. Holy guacamole. I'm glad you got out. I am desperate to find video recordings of Amway trainings, but it's like the search for the Lost Ark or the Holy Grail. Like, it's not gonna happen. The more I listen to the tapes of the conventions, the more I question, so I quit after about a year. I'm glad you got out. Number one, those tapes are hella expensive. And number two, the products are wildly expensive as well. I remember Nu Skin being advertised in magazines. Really? Interesting.
But it's not illegal. It's inside the Amway ruling. And that's why the company didn't just survive, but has thrived since then. It would be a really smart thing for all of you who don't understand what the Amway ruling is, because the very...
Oh, that's awesome. Purple is a fantastic community member and organizer and another friend. That's so cool. Al, you've got some great friends, honestly. I really enjoyed all the people you've recommended to watch as well.
Time that you know what I know, when you know that our compensation plan is not just inside the playing field, but it's on about the 50-yard line.
How come he's not going to talk about Advocare getting rid of their MLM stuff because they were operating as a pyramid scheme? What about all of the fines that Herbalife has had to pay? What about all the fines the other MLMs have had to pay? So, and again, I don't know why the U.S. government, this is my question, how come, or the FTC, how come we're okay with fining companies and continuing to let them, in my opinion, participate in fuckery towards consumers, towards the people that the groups are supposed to protect, but fining's okay, and then letting them continue to hurt, in my opinion, the consumers? That doesn't make sense to me. Some companies don't learn after a fine. Sometimes you just, I don't know. Like some kids, you have to have conversations with, and you can't just take things away. They will continue to do the same thing over and over again. Didn't Rodan and Fields? Yeah, I think they did advertise on TV. Sweet.
Inside the hash markers, then you will no longer get questions about, is this a pyramid? When you know it's not, people don't ask. If you don't know whether or not it is, then people...
Yeah, people do ask, because guess what? There's more knowledge out there. There's more education going on about being intelligent with where you're putting your money, and people understand something could be up with multi-level marketing company, and they're going to ask, hey, is this a pyramid scheme? And it's okay to ask those questions. Good opportunities can stand up to scrutiny. Good ideas can stand up to scrutiny. Good whatever jobs, people can stand up to scrutiny. People in MLM who are participating in high control tactics like behavior control, information control, thought control, emotional control in the coercion space, they don't want you to ask questions, because you start to disrupt their ability to keep control of the room, of the sales pitch, of the group sales pitch.
Will ask, is they will sense your own doubt and fear. And if they sense your doubt and fear, they will not take any action. Well,
if they sense your doubt and fear, they won't take any action. You know what? If you feel like the company that you're in MLM, like something is wrong, if you feel like you're having to get convinced that you're not part of a slimy opportunity, maybe get out. You, in MLM, you're constantly told to silence your gut. And I'm not saying that it's a truth teller all the time, but there's a lot of situations where your body or like you feel like something's wrong. Leave before you get stuck. Seriously. I'm trying to go to Purple's channel to subscribe. There we go.
Greetings, sentient beings.
Cool. I'm just a very curious layman who has spent more than half a century absorbing random bits of knowledge on a widely diverse range of topics. I do not profess to have expertise in any subject. I ask viewers to accept that my videos are roughly equal parts science, history, and legend. If you question what I say, I consider that a step in the right direction. My goal is to get you to think for yourself. I love that. I love that so much. Here you go, chat. Here you go. Sweet. Betty, wait. Bam the lawyer cat is being wild. Thank you so much, Wendy. Welcome to Illyria, friends. Oops, I lost my...
Horatio Gold, headmaster. So very pleased to meet you. So very, very pleased.
Hello, sir.
Heard you wanted to see me?
I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to Illyria. Welcome, 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 welcome to Illyria. I just wanted to have you in to say welcome.
Hannah, welcome. New member. Britt, welcome. Daisy. Batista, welcome. Alex, welcome. And Betty, welcome. Welcome to Illyria. Enjoy your emotes. We just got a new one tonight. Well, we made it earlier on members only live stream. It is our new chicken nugget. So hopefully that's fun. Also, Wendy?
I love you.
Thank you so much.
What happened? Amway got up here, the growth had just stopped. Then in 1979 comes the Amway ruling. And when the Amway ruling came, then something changed. See, back here, it had been...
Listen, live chat loves a live stream, so that's super cool. If you're just listening, Purple Rhymes with Orange, I've linked to their channel in the live chat. Purple said, it's been a long time since I've released an edited video, but I do open chats every Wednesday afternoon. That's fun. Purple's awesome. She does a 48-hour Christmas stream every year so that those without families always have community on Christmas no matter the time zone. That's incredible. Holy shit. Ow. All your friends are awesome. Maya, that's great info. And I have linked, this is Purple's channel. That's so cool.
About a handful of consumer products, shoe polish and soap, the free enterprise system. And then they went through an entire 7-year period trying to prove that their method of doing business was legitimate, and they won with the Amway ruling of 1979. And then something dramatic happened. Amway had the second, remember I said this concept was multiple S-curves.
He's going to explain the multiple S-curves. Okay.
Amway had their second S-curve, and it was dramatically bigger than the first one. It took the company from $600 million in sales to $2.5 billion in sales, all still inside the United States of America.
Let's go.
How did that happen? Dramatic product line extension. And I want you guys to think about all these things I'm talking about. Dramatic product line extension. What do you see our company doing right now? Month after month after month after month?
Recruiting.
You see product line extension.
Okay. Here's my question. Do you have the money to continue to add products and invest the capital to extend your product line? One, when you haven't truly established customers, and you waived the customer requirement for rank ups for the first 3 months that Nelo Life was doing business. Oh, but we're not a schmearmitch meme. We don't have any red flags here. And then you're also extending your product line like, ooh, okay, travel company, supplements, crypto, mission trips. I don't know. Nelo Life is one of the most confusing multi-level marketing companies that I've run into because it doesn't make sense to me. The only reason the products make sense to me is that they were screwed with the travel stuff. They weren't getting enough money, in my opinion, so they opened the shop section, which, yes, you have to pay to even see what's in the shop, so that people could have a consumable product so that the company could get money monthly. That's the only reason, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, that you would put those two together, travel and supplements and then crypto. Like, it doesn't make any sense. The stream goat demands it. We have a stream goat somewhere. I have to relink him. It's a long story. We had some issues. We definitely had some technical difficulties.
We appear to be having technical difficulties.
To answer the earlier question, yes, Rodan and Fields advertise their acne skin wash regimens on TV. Names start with a P.
Our job is to create a consuming network. The company's job is to continue to deliver products to our e-commerce site that will cause that extended product line to result in increased buying from our existing membership, and to also give our existing membership something new to say to the next candidate.
Did he just confirm my hypothesis? I mean, I guess that's how business works. It just doesn't make sense that Nelo Life, a travel company, is getting in on the supplement stuff too. Proactive? You're not a real stream without technical difficulties. Honestly, the amount of technical difficulties I have is wild, and it's fun too. But the only reason live streaming is truly fun is because of the live chat, and I am grateful that I even have people show up to my stream. So I'm grateful, even though there's technical difficulties. Guthy Ranker, yeah, and if y'all remember back in the day before Beachbody, Guthy Ranker had their programs. They had like a Pilates program and other stuff, like a Slim in 6 or something. And then Tony Horton, like it transitioned into Beachbody. It was a whole thing. It was a long road.
I want you to know that our entire business model is patterned after carefully reviewing the Amway ruling and understanding what we can do in today's environment to fully leverage that ruling. I promise you what's going on is not luck and happenstance, and it's not maybe we should try this or we should try that. It is based upon a whole lot of history in this industry. What could we do today to leverage what has gone on in the past and to forecast the future a little bit? Okay, and so now here came that second S-curve, and it went from the great American dream, free enterprise system, shoe polish and soap, handful of consumer items. And then it became anything you want to buy, you can buy from Amway. If you want to buy Michelin tires, you can buy them from Amway. If you want to buy Firestone tires, you can buy them from Amway. Truth is, if you want to buy a Toyota, you can buy it from Amway. You can get whatever telephone service you want from Amway. And so you see it went from a handful of products to literally anything you want to buy, you can buy it from Amway. And so their brilliance was what? They created this incredibly loyal,
Here's our stream goat.
incredibly loyal.
This is our stream goat. And we're not sure what the stream goat's name is, but stream goat also reminds us to lick the stream, which means like the stream. It's the story is too long to explain why we say lick the stream, but if you want to lick the stream, it tastes like pyramid schemes and broken dreams. Okay, thank you.
Passioned membership. And when that incredibly loyal, impassioned membership is introduced to a new product, what do? They shift their buying habits. And that is why, you hear so many people saying, oh, the network marketing industry has changed. Of course it's changed. It's been changing from the very first day that it started. We all have to be changing. But there are no changes that have gone on that would invalidate the very same principles that gave Amway rise in the very first day. Create a product or service that matters to people, deliver it for a reasonable price, create a community that's encouraging and empowering, help people learn, grow, develop, and become more, and then extend the product offering so they can ship more they're consuming into it.
Okay, number one, reasonable price. Here's another issue. One, unethical business model, in my opinion. The uplines get paid whether the downline actually moves product to the customer or not. Number two, high control group factors play into multi-level marketing success. I'm not about coercion. That's my second issue. My third issue is that the products, for the most part, cannot stand on their own outside of the multi-level marketing ecosystem because they're so expensive, because having to pay out in the commission structures makes them unable to compete with regular market from regular businesses. I'm probably not saying all that right, but those are my three huge issues with multi-level marketing.
That then creates opportunity for those who made that happen. Okay, now what happened next? Every single time there is one of these vertical thrusts, and the vertical thrusts always follow a period of foundation building. So here we had this period of foundation building, getting the company off the ground, the steep spike, then 7 years of backing and filling, 7 years of creating the next tiers of the foundation. Then boom, The next surge went from $600 million in sales to $2.4 billion. It was much bigger. And then Amway, a few years later, did us all the most tremendous service of all. They had the third S curve, and that one was provoked by what? Dramatic multinational expansion. Now, the great American dream, the free enterprise system, not just shoe polish and soap. You can buy anything you want, to you can buy anything you want anywhere in the world. And that is why Amway continues to be a $10 billion annual sales industry. And that is why the biggest
10 billion. Huh, that's so interesting. Their numbers are a little bit off. Your numbers are a little bit off. And a company dropping $1.1 billion in a year, like, that's kind of concerning. That's a little concerning for the company. You know what I mean?
In the history of the network marketing industry, in terms of total earnings and in terms of current monthly and annual earnings, are Amway distributors. That is why, because they are the first company in our industry to prove 50 years longevity with multiple S curves. So wait a minute, Randy. Watkins has been around since 1906.
50 years of longevity with multiple S curves. Your graph doesn't reflect the drops that have happened. You're using this as a way to validate everything that you're trying to prove to us. I would at least like accurate information, accurate data. If I'm wrong, cool. Show me something that you can actually reference. Because your whiteboard is not it. The Etch-a-Sketch is not it, sir.
Sure, yes, but they've not had multiple S curves. They didn't find a way to expand their product line into other areas. They didn't stay current. They still are delivering that same handful of items that they were delivering all those years ago to an incredibly loyal buying group, but they didn't have these multiple S curves.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Amway's done a lot for us, but what the most important thing they did was fight the fight that created the playing field so that we can know that what we're doing is legal and legitimate. The next most...
So lobbying politicians, like, yeah, it's a thing. The amount of money that multi-level marketing companies and the Direct Selling Association puts towards lobbying is wild. And you know what the cool thing is? It can get pretty discouraging looking at how the cards feel stacked against one, small creators or consumers in general. The neat thing is that the way YouTube and other social media platforms are and how information can get out, the message of what fuckery is going on can get to people. And I like the amount of people in my chat and in other chats and other creators like Aaron and Julie Joe and Julie Anderson and Clowntown, or who said, or Amy as well, who said, I got out because I saw your video, or I got out because of the community, because of the live chat. I was able to leave multi-level marketing after this many years, or this many years, or this many years, because I finally like woke up and started watching anti-MLM content that they wouldn't have had access to if like, you know, it wasn't free and it wasn't able to like be searched for, which is the great part about YouTube. Your content is searchable. If you have a good description, if you have a good title, and your video is going to show up on Google on a search engine. That's the cool part. So it can feel like you're battling a really big organization, and sometimes you are, and some of us are threatened to get sued. But the cool part is it's commentary. We can have conversations and talk about the high control tactics, the religious manipulation, the unethical parts of MLM, and other people can find out. Like, that's the cool part.
Most important thing they did for us was prove that this doesn't have to be just a short cycle. Carol, it's fantastic because you're first. You know, it's fantastic because you're first. But if we do it right, we can create multiple S-curve opportunities for people who are not first. And really, if it's only good because we're first, then shame on all of us if we do it. We need to have confidence that it can play its way out for literally decades. Otherwise, what we're doing is choosing to earn because of our moment in timing, and that doesn't imply integrity and goodwill in my estimation. Okay, so that was Amway, 1959. That tells you the story from 1959 and well past that. In the 70s, what happened? In the 70s, almost entirely, because of what Amway had proven, specifically with the Amway ruling. If Amway had not proven the legitimacy and legality of the business with the Amway ruling, then none of the other things that followed since then would have happened. That would have ended. And so then other companies came along and they said, wait, Amway did the heavy lifting for us. They proved it. So then we saw in the 70s a few companies enter the arena. Forever Living Products is a company that still survives and thrives and does a couple $100 million in annual sales. Primerica was once called A.L. Williams, was the first company to bring this to use a multi-level marketing component.
Primerica is wild. I'll just say that. Primerica is wild. I'm trying to see, is there a list of companies that have been found to be pyramid schemes? Like, is there a centralized list? I know there's a difference, obviously, between multi-level marketing companies and pyramid schemes. I would say that you're skirting the truth a little bit in MLM, even if it can't be proven that you are a pyramid scheme. Product-based pyramid scheme kind of has been thrown around on Pink Truth. The inventory loading is a red flag. I'm trying to find. I know I've been here for a million years. Okay.
And the financial services, specifically term life insurance, extended beyond that. Those companies are significant companies that started in the 70s. They still survive and thrive today. The next big shift in the network marketing industry happened in the 1980s. This was the shift that resulted in me being involved in the business.
Which business was it? The one where you were a broker and then you got barred from ever participating in that industry for the rest of your life? Or are we talking about a multi-level marketing company?
In the 1980s, companies like Nu Skin, Melaleuca, Herbalife, NSA, National Safety Associates, Niken, Sunrider, you can look at the vast majority of the larger companies that are out there on the horizon today. The big names in the industry, they were all in this iteration of time of the 1980s. And what happened during that period of time is that was the first time when technology made it possible. Remember up here, Watkins paid on 2 levels, and up here, Amway paid on 3 levels. But if each of you were to look at the amount of money that you earn on your first 3 levels, it's not very much, is it? So what was the brilliance in Amway's program? Corey, they could create great big checks because people weren't told to just be personally active. They were taught, do $5,000 in personal productivity.
Good
you
question,
can make
Al.
a lot of money if you have an organization of people 3 generations deep who are all doing 5 or 6.
Al, you're a great communicator. For real. I know you were talking about it on your stream and kind of questioning a little bit about if you feel like you're a good communicator. Like, you're a good communicator. You have a really pleasant conversational tone. You make complicated topics easy to understand. It's interesting. It's at least interesting for me, and my attention span is just like a gnat. So I love your streams. And he's boring as fuck. Oh, yeah. I love that. He dropped some names for us to look into. Yep. $6
or $10 or $12,000 in monthly volume.
Yes. And
so
your
let
heart
us all
shows
learn
through. Yep. His empathy for people and how reasonable he is, and his desire to have conversations and not scream at somebody who maybe doesn't agree with him, but like be civil and respectful. It's a good time over on Al's channel.
Awesome. Let's learn from that. Let's not be satisfied with just enrolling people who are qualified in the compensation plan. We've got incredible products to offer. Let's bring people into the business who develop customers as well as business builders. Let's all recognize that you can earn a career type living in this business with only a 3-level payout if people are not simply qualifying for $79 or $59, if they're actually creating a customer base. Really, really, really important for us. That's a lesson that we should learn from Amway and that most companies have not. Okay, well, here came Nu Skin, Herbalife, Niken, Sunrider, a whole bunch of others. And I said, you know what? Technology has changed. Remember, some of you are my age. And isn't it incredible what's happened to technology in our life? I mean,
Sure.
Renee, I think when you look at what your grandchildren do today with their iPads and their tablets, think of when you were 6 years old. It's a different planet, isn't it? I mean, It's a totally different planet. Well, part of that changing of the planet was technology making it possible for compensation plans to pay in further debt. It wasn't really.
What do you mean the technology? Because people were hand doing it before, or what? Like faxing? What year was faxing a thing? What year was faxing created? 1964. So wasn't faxing. I mean, you could still fax. 1964? You could fax your info in and they'd pay your check out. What? I don't understand.
An unwillingness to do so back here. There was no methodology to do it.
Let's go.
It didn't exist. You couldn't pencil that stuff out. And so then technology.
And the technology has also made it much easier for actual information to reach people.
Changed. When technology changed, that was when companies like all these and many, many, many more started in that generation of time. And they said, we can pay on 6 levels of debt. That changed the industry. That's what made room in it for me. Because now suddenly the dramatic leverage. Remember, we all have our own experiences prior to getting involved in this. I was used to earning $400,000 a year as a stockbroker. And
there it is. I was used to earning $400,000 a year as a stockbroker in 80? How much is $400,000 in 19? I'm sorry, I'm going on a squirrel trail. How much is 400,000 in 1990? Let's say 1990 worth today. $400,000 in 1990 would have been the equivalent of $964,960.98. He was earning $1 million a year, basically. Holy guacamole! Oh, cool. Hi, friends. First time in chat, but I fell down the Amway hole a while ago in the book Merchants of Deception by Eric Scheibler. He was high up in Amway in their level of cultiness as well. I would love to read that. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate that. To be honest, it depends on what lens you look at it from, but there are a lot of fields that would say that the planet has changed. Interesting. Interesting.
And yes, there were 2 or 3 people in Amway that were earning that amount of money, but it was 2 or 3. And I would not have been able to transition from being a vice president at Merrill Lynch to doing network marketing full time had this generation of companies not come along.
I mean, you also got barred for, what was it? Forgery? Sorry, let me just go back and cite my sources. Randy Schroeder, formerly with Prubach, Smith Barney, Drexel, and Ed Jones, engaged in conduct inconsistent with the just and equitable principles of trade by causing violation of Securities and Exchange Commission Rule 17A8, causing violation of the Securities and Exchange Commission Rule 17A3, forging the signature of a customer on an options agreement, making material misstatements to a customer, unauthorized trading, and discretionary trading. Huh. Okay. I mean, yeah, multi-level marketing bailed you out, I guess.
And said, you can pay more in debt. I mean, Renee, you and I weren't in business together at that point in time, but I earned over $150,000 a month on just my 6th generation for over a decade because the compensation plan I was in.
What did he just say? Also, guess what? His son is the owner, founder, president. He's the high up. He's the CEO of Canaway, the company that Mr. Sir just said he was terminated from or let go from. And there's more to that story, because in what situation would a kid be like, okay, dad, you're out? other than something wild must have happened. Sounds trustworthy to me. Let me rewind this a little bit.
Generation of companies not come along and said you can pay more in depth. I mean, Renee, you and I weren't in business together at that point in time, but I earned over $150,000 a month on just my 6th generation for over a decade because the
$150,000 a month for over a decade. Let's see how much money that is. 150 times 12. That's paste times 10. It's 180. Hold on. Sorry, I'm like not good with math. 000. That's $18 million. You made $18 million in Canaway? Or more?
compensation plan I was involved with paid in that depth. You see, that made room for people who were not simply looking to augment their income or make secondary income. And it made room for people who had great other opportunities and great other possibilities in their lives.
$150,000 a month for 12 months for 10 years. One family could live on $150,000 and you're making it 12 times over times 10 years? Good God. If you went a decade without any growth, any MLM will consider that a failure.
Most people didn't look at it. Why didn't they look? Because whenever there's this vertical thrust, there is something that stops the vertical thrust. In this case, what stopped the vertical thrust? Litigation. The United States government said, this is not legal. What stopped the vertical thrust up here? Folks, this was over $2 billion in sales being done just in the United States of America. It was not just that this point of critical mass had been reached where you would hear people talking about it. It had reached a point of dramatic name saturation. Notice I said name saturation, not real saturation. There's no such thing as real saturation. Look at the amount of volume that is done right now by Amazon. So there is no.
Stop. Okay, Amazon sells individual, like Amazon branded products. Okay, Amazon has those. Amazon also invites sellers to sell on their platform. Amazon also makes it possible. I'm not saying Amazon's great. I'm saying this is different than being saturated because people are saying, okay, I can buy this product from Amazon. I'm going to look to see if this product can be on Amazon. It's not like Amazon has a product. It's just different. He's using examples that aren't truly comparable, in my opinion. He is so aggressive with his vertical thrusting. You know, the things that we hear on these multi-level marketing calls, I never expect to hear them. And then I'm like, I guess we're going to do parody pyramid pop again. It just takes so long to do a parody pyramid pop, which is us taking clips of things people say and then trying to find the right beat in the song on Epidemic Sound. And it just takes a while.
Real saturation. There's only name or perceived saturation. But way too many of us.
So are we going to grab the saturation plus a vertical thrust and make that the song? Is that what we're going for?
As it reached the peak of its second S-curve, too many of us went to pool parties. We thought we were going to barbecue. And at the most inopportune moment, we found out it was an Amway meeting. Right? That's what happened. And there came a time when people wouldn't even admit that it was Amway. They started making up new names for it. Then the company actually changed its name. Oh, no, it's not Amway. It's Quick Start. It had nothing to do with Amway. Well, it was Amway. It was a different name. You see, name saturation didn't give it the exact same cataclysmic stop to that vertical progression, but it still did the same thing. It was a more gradual cessation, but
was it a cessation because people didn't want to be, I don't know, surprised and trapped in a room for an Amway presentation? Was it because people thought, people in Amway don't respect me as a human being or my time, and they're going to trick me and use information control to get me to sit down and listen to an opportunity. Bad behavior was the reason for the memorable name saturation. Is it not? Cataclysmic stop. I don't know, but that's going in the song too.
Was a cessation. It was an unavoidable thing. Name saturation, poor name management. We had all decided, we didn't even know what Amway was, but we all knew we weren't going to do it.
No, you chicken nugget. Oh.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
No. Bad behavior, trapping people in rooms, tricking them, using your friendship with someone or forging a fake friendship to lure them into an opportunity meeting is fuckery. And you're saying, oh my God, it's just those awful people who can't even see past their own nose into a good opportunity. No, the Amway reps behaved their way into a situation, and here we have it. People said, no thanks. I think I'll pass. Is Al still here? Maybe he can take a song request. Totally embracing that self-love.
And so that's what stopped that second thrust. And in order for them to have their next wave, they had to move outside the borders of the United States because they had literally destroyed.
Purple said, I was told to tell people I had something to share with them and never mention words like job or financial. It was all deceptive. Holy guacamole. Yeah, there's this pretty cool information called, it's like the bite model. It's a bite model of authoritarian control. So you can see influence, constructive influence on the left side and destructive or unhealthy influence on the right side. And you can look for factors for individuals, for leaders, for organizations. And you can kind of gauge the health of the organization you're a part of on that. But when you look in deeper to behavioral control, information control, thought control, emotional control, it gets twisty, but you're able to break down like what's going on and say like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I don't know, get your gut back on track, because high control groups get you to silence your gut first thing so that you stay in longer. Amway was a perfect example of what I keep saying, that I would have a lot of money if I had less ethics. Yep.
Their name and image domestically, even though they were doing such a tremendous business. Their membership practices, not the company's practices, but the membership practices, in not properly describing what the business was, resulted in name saturation, and it resulted in the cessation of that second S curve. Then they had to figure it out, go through another period of stabilization. And then the next S curve came along with multinational expansion, where literally anywhere in the world you can buy anything you want, Amway Corporation. Okay, so now we come back over here. And what we saw was an enormous wave of companies come into the business who were leveraging the now available technology so that we could get paid in greater depth. It's always really easy to look back. Hindsight is such a beautiful thing.
What about hindsight of breaking the law and saying, I did something really wrong and I'm going to live with the consequences of that for the rest of my life? And I have a respect that changes my decisions today, that is only like impacted because I learned from my mistakes back in 1990 or 1987, whenever he got in trouble. We don't hear that. He's just like, oh my God, it was a speed bump and I went from making a shit ton of money to making a lot of money. Like, it's your own fault, dude. You break the rules. It's fine. Forget it.
Foresight is so much more difficult. And none of us knew. I didn't know. I got involved in Nu Skin on February 1st of 1990. And I did.
He went from Nu Skin, I think, to Canaway.
Not understand at that point in time that the very same compensation plan that drew me would be penalizing to others. This is the way that it went. And I recognize that all this stuff might not be interesting to you. It's really, really interesting to me because this is the way I've been.
It's interesting. I listened to Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he talks about some of the things he talks about. I mean, he's an astrophysicist, but I think he's an astrophysicist. Anyways, he talks about when he gives speeches, he knows who he's talking to, and he also organizes the information in a way that it interests people who are new to the topic. Then he can go in deeper for people who are more interested in that generic topic, and then go into more detail. But you don't go into detail at the beginning because not everybody's interested in it. It is more of like a filtering system, but you know who you're talking to so that you can communicate to the best of your ability, but they also receive it better when you're more intentional. And Randy's like, I'm just excited about this. I'm excited about the timeline. Like, and you should know this too. Blah, blah, blah. Mr. Passive Aggressive. Mr. Passive Aggressive Etch-a-Sketch individual is here to stay. Communicate science, at least. I've learned so much, and how nice you are and how intelligent you are, and also redirecting when we get it wrong. I'm a big fan. Even though we've never met, I'm a big fan. I'll just say that. Yay, Tori, drive safe. Purple, my husband was in for a hot second in about 1988 when he got out of the Navy. Holy moly, Julie.
Invested my life. This is like really, really interesting to me. But it doesn't drive you guys nuts. But here's the way that it looked. All of these companies in this iteration of time.
I think he does have a whiteboard sitting on a whiteboard. Or no, that's his TV room. Yes, that's his like, he looks like he's ruining his projector wall. Or that's a whiteboard leaning on a whiteboard, which we wouldn't be surprised if Randy's doing that.
They all were operating with a compensation plan that was remarkably similar one to another. And that compensation plan was called stair-step breakaway. Most of these companies still are operating a stair-step breakaway. They are legal, but the fact that they're legal doesn't mean that they're fair. It doesn't mean that most people would have any chance of becoming profitable in it.
He just said that out loud? Yeah, over 95. And again, if the numbers in the John M. Taylor study are correct, over 99% of people don't make any money, lose money, or go into debt for multi-level marketing. In multi-level marketing, there's a small percentage of people who win, and they win because either they get in early and they have the money to be able to stay in after people have left. They are good at actually signing people up and do that consistently and always replenish the churning that happens in the mid to lower tiers in the compensation model. Or they are a influencer of sorts. People want to sign up to be close to them, and they're able to build that traction if they get in after the company started.
So the way that it worked was this. If this was Randy and I became a new skin distributor, and each of you just compare this to your experience. If I became a new skin distributor, the first thing that I had to do is I had to enroll. And of course, in all companies, it's not legal for the company to require you to buy a product package. But basically, my upline told me if I didn't, then I had no prayer. And so then I spent my $500 on my product package way back then. And then the way that it worked is this. I had my personal group. Remember coming back here to Amway? I said that Amway's people, they had to do $5,000 in volume. And if they didn't, then they couldn't begin to go out and recruit. Okay, well, that principle was brought over here. And over here, one had to do $3,000 in volume 3 months in a row. And so if I enrolled 10 people, then I would only get paid on the personal orders of those 10 people. And so my very first month ever in network marketing, I did $15,600 in business. I only got paid a tiny commission on those that I had personally enrolled. And as a result of doing $15,600 in business, my first commission check was $110. Well, that's pretty brutal, isn't it? That's kind of tough. But I was being told, Randy, this is the way that it is, and it's all going to work out fine for you over time. And I bought into the idea, so I said, fun.
He did $15,000 in business and he only got paid $110. What's going to happen?
The next month, I had to do 3,000 volume points 3 months in a row. If I didn't do
if you're just listening to this, we can't see shit. The iPad is iPadding. The camera is constantly searching for Randy's face. Randy's just listening to himself talk and doesn't, I guess, realize that we can't see the damn whiteboard. We can't see anything he's drawing. And I know the Etch-a-Sketch is covering part of it. We still can't see it because he's standing in front of what he's writing on the board. Dear God. Randy, just get an iPad attachment for, I don't know, your tripod, for the love of sanity, or like get a box.
3,000 volume points 3 months in a row that I could never get paid past just this group.
Oh my God, yes. Here's the squirrel giveaway for today. Thank you so much for this idea. Julie wins. Let me put this on. You see the squirrel in the top right-hand corner? Here's where the directions are. The squirrel giveaway today is put a squirrel in the chat. It's a chipmunk, actually. Not in the live chat, but in the comments. Put a chipmunk. It looks like a squirrel, but it's a chipmunk. So the chipmunk emoji, put it in the comments at the end of the stream. And put your favorite word that might sound dirty, even though it's not. You know what I mean. Okay? Okay. That is the instruction. Squirrel is hiding now. Back to the video. If you don't know, we're doing a giveaway, and it's a process, but it's supposed to be fun for the people who actually show up to the live stream. So you have to participate in the last, 16 days of the month. But you can go and enter up until November 1st at 11:59 a.m. Central, because that'll give me time to finish making sure everyone's entered, and then I'm going to do a Wheel of Names drawing for either Frost Buddy Cup or a Yeti Cup and a year membership to my channel.
Right here. And so the next month, my group did about $35,000 in business, and I got paid less than $200. The next month, my group did $51,000 in business, and I got paid $386. So I had done a total of almost $100,000 in business for the company, and I had been paid less than $1,000 in income. I was earning less than 1% on volume. That's the way that it was. But then the next month, what happened? The next month, I became an executive, and now I could get paid between 9 and 14% on this entire group. And so I earned $100, $200, $300, $400. And then the next month, my check went to $10,212. So my fifth month in the industry network marketing, I earned $10,212. But you know what? The vast majority of people never did that 3,000 3 or 4 months in a row. And so they never got past these little teeny tiny figures. And then what occurred was this. Now let's assume for a moment that.
Notice this. He's talking about recruiting people. He's talking about signing people up, them placing their orders. He's making a commission off of the recruits, not customers. And then he's doing that month over month over month. And as he ranks up, he makes more commission on recruits. He is not talking about customer orders, which is wild. It would be like Target employees getting told to recruit other Target employees, and then anything the Target employees purchase, the employee that recruited them would make a commission, and I don't know. That doesn't even work. It doesn't work because it's wild to even think about who would do that. You want enough employees to keep the store clean and stocked and take care of customers. That's it. And you want more customers than you do sales individuals in most organizations. But here we are. Recruit.
Corey, he does his 3,000 3 months in a row too. at that point, he would break away. That's why it was called a stair-step breakaway program. He'd break away from me. And now his 3,000 volume points would not count towards my monthly requirement. I'd have to go and replace him. What was the difference? Over here, Amway was teaching people, satisfy your monthly requirement with customer volume. What I was doing was satisfying my compensation plan requirement with distributor volume. Those distributors didn't want to stay in my group. They wanted to break away. And so it literally was creating, when we think of one of the negatives you'll hear of in network marketing, you'll hear people talking about, quote, front-end loading. You don't hear it very much anymore because basically been legislated out of existence.
They legislated it out of existence. LuLaRoe, Young Living, Mary Kay, Prove It. What are you talking about? They legislated it out of existence. Do you understand? Oh my God. I mean, Beachbody didn't do it. Optavia. We were told in an Optavia conference that was being held in church. We snuck in. I wasn't there. I was just watching the video. That you pay the company that pays you. So you buy the Optavia fuelings even if you don't eat them. So food waste, number one. Number two, you're front loading. Any company that talks more about recruiting than they do about sales, you should run. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes.
But at the time that I got involved in the industry, people would sometimes spend $50,000 to join NSA because they would buy $50,000 worth of water filters. You know what?
Oh my God. What is NSA? NSA, MLM, water filters. $50,000? Oh my God. What is happening? Watermark? Is Watermark the company? What is happening? NSA air filter replacements, water. This is Watermark though. Is Watermark NSA? About Us. Their website's trash. Oh my God, center aligned. No, this is as the sole authorized provider of NSA replacement products. WM Filter has been entrusted with this responsibility since January 1st, 2008. With over 25 years of partnership, NSA Inc. recognizes WM Water Filter as their premier choice of replacement programs. So does that mean they're out of business? Okay, we don't know.
$50,000 is a lot of water filters, $119 a shop. They'd have those things stacked in their garage for the next 6 months. You know, clear until they finally took them to the dumpster is what would happen. That was the truth. And so front-end loading, that was all the evil that we talked about. No front-end loading, no front-end loading, no front-end loading. I found out there's a bigger evil than front-end loading. You can only get front-end loaded once. I mean, Steve, what if you spent 20 grand to join this company, but you did it one time? Well, that's better than spending $5,000 month after month after month after month. And that's what was happening. Why? Because if Corey broke away from me, now his volume doesn't count in my 3,000. I don't have customers. I just have distributors. He breaks away. I don't get to count his volume anymore. But then the way the rules worked then and still work today is that if I didn't do my 3,000 volume points every month, what if I've got $1 million in volume down here and I'm getting paid 5% on that? I'm making 50 grand a month. Corey, if I didn't do my 3,000 every single month, miss it 1 month, then they take my group away from me permanently. It's forever gone.
Oh.
And so if you've got volume down there, then what do? You just buy it. You know, if your check is going to be 3,001.
Yep. He just said the quiet part out loud. We said that at the beginning of this call. I've said it on so many live streams. It's too tempting to make the personal volume. If you're that close, you're going to buy it. Randy said it. Brittany. Hello. That's so cool. I just got done being live on TikTok for my actual small biz. Brittany, you want to send me you in the Discord? Send me a link to your business.
and it takes 3,000 to get it, then you spend 3,000 to get a check for 3,001. Back end volume is the killer of a stair-step breakaway. Back end loading, not front end loading. And so when a few years, a little while later, New Skin was questioned, they were questioned on this back end loading issue. Well, it turns
Well, we're moving on up to the side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Thanks for being a member for 15 months. Holy shit. No, what's happening?
I love you.
Holy crap, welcome to Illyria. What?
Horatio Gold, headmaster. So very pleased to meet you. So very, very pleased.
Hello, sir.
Heard you wanted to see me?
I'd like to say welcome. Welcome to Illyria. Welcome, 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 welcome to Illyria. I just wanted to have you in to say welcome.
Welcome, Marissa, Aaron, Sammy, June, Julie, and Bridget. By the way, S-Curve Show. Oh my gosh. Yes, I do have a P.O. box. Yes, I do. Where did I put it? I think it's in my YouTube bio. I think that's where it is. It's the one on Cherry Park. Let me find it and I'll put it in the chat.
out that's a really bad.
Also, Julie, thank you so much.
I love you.
Oh my god, Amy, I'm here for your snark, honestly. Back end loading. I'm sorry, this is the me you get tonight. I love it. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. That's super kind. I'm not gonna cry. We're not gonna cry. Holy shit, Alexis. Thanks for always keeping me company in the chat. Also, baby snark, next month birthday. I'm so excited. I remember I remember last year. I'm glad you've been here and thank you for supporting me. I really am grateful. Thank y'all.
Well, we're moving on now.
Let me get there.
Our clients often complain.
Whoops. Your channel. Let me see. Yes, it is in. Let me see if I can grab this. Copy. Here you go. Yeah, the T is also important. That's the correct address. Here you go.
Bad idea, but it's not an illegal idea. And that's why they still exist. And they.
Sorry. Brittany Broom just upgraded their membership to Secret Squirrel Squad. Let's go. I don't even know what to play. Should we just play I don't even know. We'll play Jurassic Park. I don't know. I don't even know.
To Jurassic Park.
Wait for it. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the kazoos. I'm sorry this is y'all's life. Oh, this is a long stream. 3 hours and 30 minutes. I'm feeling it a little bit, but I want to finish this video. And we only have 7 minutes left. Oh, God. I wasn't in the Discord, but I am now. Sweet. I'm actually adding my mailing address to Nightbot, so we have it now. So here's the mailing address. It is a P.O. box, so it's safe, and I'm not giving away my location, so it's the best.
Really haven't made very many changes to that. What it creates is an incredibly powerful leadership group among those who survive, but it means that very, very few will survive. It means
very, very few will survive. RIP. Oh my God.
Few who do survive will be leaders, true leaders. And so what the industry has tried to do since that time, since that iteration of compensation, is find a way to reward the true leader, but to do it in such a way that you're not penalizing those who may not have those same capacities, to not be hurting those who don't have the ability to meet those harsh comp plan requirements. And so over here, what these companies did was they showed that it was possible to get paid further in depth. They also identified
Yes, we have done today's entry. You're gonna put a little chipmunk. It's the squirrel, the one we use for squirrels, but it's a chipmunk emote. And you're gonna put a word that can be sassy or normal. I don't remember the exact wording, but if you scrub back maybe 10 minutes, you'll see the squirrel. I did it early, so.
fatal because the company still exists, but a very, very challenging flaw in a stair-step breakaway, which is not front-end loading, but it is back-end loading, where people month after month after month after month have to stay qualified or lose their groups. That is still the way that all of these companies work.
I guess alternate words that are normally normal but can also be taken for sassy, if you know what I mean. Like, you'll see the exact wording on screen. He's talking about his audience. Very few survived. Yes, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Yes. Do I even have that one? Oh, this one's fine.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
It's Randy. Something that sounds dirty but isn't. Yes. I'm like, sassy, it's something. Dirty. Let's go. Okay, thank you, Brittany.
So again, the fact that something is legal does not mean that it's something that I'd be enthusiastic about. I think you should be enthusiastic about. Okay, next we move on to the 1990s. Now, I should ask you all a question.
This is like somebody who's posted a picture on Instagram and the caption is like longer than our life expectancy. We've been in this timeline for 1 billion years at this point. Like, what is happening here?
First, I got to look and see what time it is. The first question I should ask you is, does all of this matter to you? If it doesn't matter to you, then I don't need to tell you. Does it matter to you? If it does, then there's another hour.
He's a passive-aggressive person, in my opinion. Does it matter to you? If it doesn't matter to you, then meh, meh, meh. We're only in the 90s, Rachel. We're screwed.
Worth of information you need to know. If it just doesn't matter to you, then I don't want to talk to you because it matters to me.
He feels like he's saying something so incredible right now, but he's being such a chicken. He's being such a chicken nugget.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
That is the grumpy chicken nugget that we have in chat. That's the only name calling we do here, because like my nephew calls my dad, who streams with my dad streams with me sometimes. His name's XCal. Well, that's not his name, but that's his streaming name. Anyways, my nephew calls XCal chicken nugget. They go, "You're a chicken nugget," and then he goes, "No, you're a chicken nugget." So that's their insult that they throw around. So that's the one that we're allowed to do here, and we also say numpty too.
And so I want you to know. So Ryan says it does matter. A few more of you, tell me. Do you guys want the other half of this story or do you not? Do you want it? Okay. So because we've already been talking for an hour and because I don't want to shortchange any of the really important information that comes behind this.
Yes, I agree, DJ.
What happens from this point forward is much more important to you and to us today. This is kind of ancient history. It created the foundation for the industry, but most of this stuff would only be of interest to somebody who's decided this is what their life is about. But we really want to understand this.
This is a psychological technique, and I don't remember what it's called because I get nervous when I stream and I seem to forget everything I know. But they present this ideal person and they say like, this isn't for everybody. not everybody's going to be good enough or capable enough to do this. The person who's going to choose this, that's going to be their life. And they make this, they kind of push the viewer into choosing or saying like, oh, I'm going to be that person. I'm going to be that person. It's a type of emotional control, but I forgot what it's called. Oh, why is my brain like this? But it's intentional. He's obviously good at multi-level marketing fluffery. He made a shit ton of money in Canaway. I think he made some money in New Skin. It's an eye roll of a lifetime.
Top to bottom, inside and out. What happens now, though, from this point forward, we move on now.
Hi,
in the
Ronnie.
1980s was Stair-Step Breakaway. That
Live long and prosper.
was also the first forced matrix compensation plan. We'll talk about that a little bit as we go on. But this was dominated by a stair-step breakaway structure.
Tell me this does not look, y'all can't really see it. I'm going to turn it off. Does this not look like an Etch-a-Sketch? The start of something complex, and we can't turn the knobs. The knobs have started creating twisty lines, and you're not really sure what you're drawing anymore. That's what we're looking at right now.
And those structures, I am not critical of them because many of the largest direct selling companies who have had the greatest longevity in our industry were formed during that period of time and continue to operate those plans. I don't believe you could successfully launch a company with those plans today. The market has moved past that. In the
Amway is still successful, unfortunately. There's lots of companies that still do stair-step breakaway. What is going on? He reminds me of the mean record label guy from Alvin and the Chipmunks. Oh my God, you're right. An S-curve does actually show saturation, though. That's like the thing it does. Amy, I don't think we should tell Randy that. It would really probably upset his whiteboard situation. Oh, God.
1990s, here came USANA is the one company that I'll talk about in the 1990s. And a compensation strategy introduced by that company called Binary. And we'll talk about the pluses and the minuses to that. And then from the 1990s, it goes on to 2000 through 2010. There were some other significant changes that happened in the industry. And then 2020. And finally, what I consider Nelo Life to be, when you've heard me talking about.
Oh my God, yes. This dude. This villain. He looks just like him. They have like the same glasses. Drop a 1 if you think he looks like him. Oh my God. Oh my God. They're like twins. There's even pictures that would make him look closer. The glasses, y'all, spot on. Spot on. That's what we do here. Squirrel trail. Literal squirrel trail. We got a squirrel. We got a trail. This is us. This is us, right, meow?
The fact that this is not simply it's not a period, it's not a comma, it's not an exclamation point, it's not a turning of the page. This is an entire new volume. What Nelo Life is doing is an entirely new thing. It's as big a shift as was the shift when...
You know what's twisty? We've been covering him since Transact Card and Finmore, and now he's in Nelo Life. You can go back and watch the videos that we've done on Transact Card. I'm like, me and the live chat are in this together. The videos that are on my channel that were for Transact Card or Finmore, or go to Julie Anderson. She's covered Randy too. His conviction about his opportunity hasn't wavered, except the offerings have been shit. So when are we supposed to believe Randy? I don't even know. High five Brittany's brain. Let's go. This has been a ride. We're gonna need to do like a light live stream tomorrow, like a chill one, maybe bomb party again. I don't know.
It went from Avon only paying on personal productivity to Watkins paying on 2 levels. That was a monstrous shift. It was an incredible shift when Amway came along and proved that you could do a business for decades at a time, and that it wasn't just about being first, that you can be first and create a company that goes through multiple S curves. You can make this a career. You can make it a life. You can. Amway proved that and continues to on a monthly basis, on an annual basis. Then we saw.
Tell me this isn't an Etch-a-Sketch drawing. I'll wait. It is. He is our Etch-a-Sketch fiend. Seriously.
In the 1980s, a group of companies come along.
Why is he like redoing? He hasn't even finished. You know how you recap it at the end and you're like, you're doing the quick, just the snark notes, the spark notes, the quick like wrap up. He hasn't even finished the talk and he's trying to wrap up. Like, what is happening here?
That again proved that you can build a multiple billion-dollar company that will stand the test of time and still be here year after year after year. There's so much to learn from those. The most important lessons that we have to learn in this group are the lessons that have been taught between 1990 and today, literally now. And it's my belief, we'll know looking back, but it's my belief that 20 years from now, when people talk about the evolution of the industry, that they will be talking about this company and the changes that this company is making to meet the needs of the market today. And because I've talked to you for an hour already, and I'm thinking that's going to bounce off your brain, I'm going to make that the topic.
You can't handle what I'm talking about. And maybe make it more interesting. I don't know, Randy. What? God. You think Randy actually listens to his talks back and he goes, oh, I fucked up. I listen to my live streams back because I have a lot of filler words that I don't like using, and I'm trying to listen and see when it gets uncomfortable and when I want to hop out to try to do a better job. But still, there's so much room for improvement. It's like see, I did it again. The best way for me to get better is to be embarrassed by my own live streams and listen to it and then try to do something different and enjoy the live chat at the same time. But I hope he listens to his stuff back. And if he does, and if he's still choosing to do this after listening to his videos back, buddy, you need someone to have a come to Jesus moment with you. Seriously.
Next session.
Savannah! I love that. Savannah said, I listen to my live streams back too. I think it's important to observe yourself. Yeah. Yep. And when I have those moments of like, ugh, I want to hop out of my own live stream, I know, okay, we're not going to do that again.
Because I don't.
First draft is perfect. No need to edit or refine.
I want this to drag on up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be like, Savannah. That needy. I'm not needy. Well, maybe I am. Someone's excited to see you and like at my, no voice control, but I'm yelling across the grocery store, Savannah. And Savannah's like, hi. That's how I felt when I was just like, Savannah. Sorry. Shouldn't be word spewing. Here's Savannah's channel. Go subscribe. Travis. This is Nelo Life. I'm also going to change the Etch-a-Sketch to say Etch-a-Scam. But this is Randy Schroeder. I know we keep saying this, but he was permanently banned from trading as a broker because he got in trouble for forging documents, for doing stuff that the SEC, that's against the rules. And he also said in this live stream that the rules and ethics essentially for MLM are far above and better than the rules for regular businesses. And we were like, please hold, let's go get the FINRA report and go look and see the types of things that Randy thought were okay to do as a broker. And then he also made a big deal out of losing his broker salary or the broker commissions or whatever, and having to go from that to doing MLM when he was the reason that he got in trouble. His actions led him to getting slapped by the SEC. It's just wild. This is Savannah's channel. You can go subscribe. She has awesome videos. She edits her own content, and it's next level good. And the deep dives are amazing, and the live streams are super fun. It's the weird math, I think. Yes, Travis. Baskin Robbins Savant. Yeah, it's a long story, but yes.
Probably, and I know that I promised you all you only have to be on one session per week. My guess is that I will do another one midweek this week to finish this content. And for
those oh my God, he's still gonna go.
Those who can't be on it, then no problem. You can watch the recorded version. But I want to get this content behind. The reason it's so very important to me is because if this content does for you what it does for me, it gives me belief that if
I guess focused on it that one time in a live chat when it was like we were talking about, I don't know what we were talking about. I think it was on a bomb party stream and you were in the chat. I don't know. And we were talking about ice cream, and then you were talking that you worked there or whatever. And then I was like, we've got to change Nightbot. We've got to change Nightbot.
Do what I've been asked to do, that I can get paid for a long, long, long time. Now, of course, that's easy for me to believe because of what my experience has been, but it needs to be that same set of facts.
My brain was like, I'm going to attach myself to this piece of information and I need it to remember it for the rest of my life. And it's like, I don't know why my brain's like this.
Make it, and I look against
cake decorating, maybe. I'm trying to remember which stream it was. This is the problem with streaming a lot. I don't remember.
Steve, you as my example. You're a good guy. People trust you. They respect you. You've had success in your life. And yet you're so frozen in fear behind the doubts, fears, and insecurities that are network marketing that the days they come and they go and they come and they go without productivity, right? That's fair enough, isn't it? And so if I can somehow help you understand why what we're doing is not just good, but it's very good. It's not just very good, but it's better than if you were just getting out of medical school as a thoracic surgeon. It is better.
Oh, also he said that if you went to medical school, you wouldn't be embarrassed about inviting people to your new medical practice. So why are you embarrassed about inviting people to your multi-level marketing opportunity? He said that the first minute of, I mean, maybe not the first minute. He said it very early on in his presentation, and everyone in the live chat and myself were shocked and incredulous and raging that there's a huge difference between being a medical doctor and being in multi-level marketing.
Than that, if I can get you to understand that, then all of a sudden that which up until now has been trying to grab a cloud, maybe will become a little bit more tangible, like grabbing this pen. So,
yes,
folks, my final thoughts for today are: you've all heard me say over and over again that it's about measuring inputs and having confidence and faith in outcomes. That doesn't change the fact that we're at the end of the month. And at the end of the month, it is about doing everything we possibly can to be as productive and effective as we possibly can. Remember, people are watching you, whether or not you know it. People are watching.
Yeah, we are watching you, especially since you had this behind a password protected whatever wall. And then you gave us the password and we downloaded it for the purposes of consumer protection. Yeah. People are watching. Anti-MLM is always watching.
Watching you make.
We need the lady from Monsters, Inc. when she goes, I'm watching you, Wazowski, always watching.
Sure that what they see is good. Okay. That being said, everybody had a wonderful night. Beautiful Sunday evening. And probably on Sunday, but I'll put the message out there. Okay. God bless everybody. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank God. Roz.
We did it! Yay! Woo! Hooray! We did it!
We did it. Okay. We're making a parody pyramid pop tomorrow because Randy just let us delightful. It looks a little sinister. I don't know why. Maybe it's the glasses. We need to get that soundbite. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Let's see. Sounds. Let's go put it in the hater folder. You out of your Vulcan mind. Ooh, burn. Okay. Choose. I think I have that one. Let's see. Wazowski. Do we have it? Where is this?
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
How do I have this? An older. Oh. We'll just open it. Let's go. Bras.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
All right. Let's go. Thank y'all so much for joining. I don't know how to wrap this up. Nelo Life is a multi-level marketing company who offers travel services allegedly for $60 a month, and you get access to discounts. They offer a shop that you have to pay $10 for to see what's for sale, and in that shop the products are allegedly discounted. They have crypto investing type things outside of the US. They've got missionary stuff. I don't know what else. It's a weird combination to me. I don't understand how they all relate to one another, but another stream in the books, another piece of information they didn't want getting out, and it's out now. So, I don't know. Don't join an MLM. Is that our thesis statement? Nelo Life doesn't even know what it's selling. I think that's probably accurate. Are you gonna throw me into another channel like I've never seen like Mark did? I can. I need to see if anybody's live. I do try to raid people. I do appreciate the raid from Mark. That's super generous. Let's see what's up. I think I got demonetized. That's okay. Edit. Let's see. I hope you come back, Purple. It was good to have you in the chat. Let's see. Do I know anybody who's live? It doesn't look like anybody I know is live right meow. But oh, Runkle's live. Y'all like Runkle of the Bailey? I don't even know if I can. Oh, it's scheduled. Never mind. It's scheduled October 29th. Is he live? We'll just go over there. Hop out if you want to. Okay? All right. Okay. It's been real. It's been fun. We don't understand S-curves, so if you do, feel free to let me know in the chat. Don't forget the giveaway. Take your meds, take care of yourself, hydrate, and eat something, and we'll see you next time. Toodles!